Pie Jesu Domine, dona eis requiem.
Whack it with that wiener.
Are you guys ready for this? All right. Let's do this. Hang on. Where's my thing? I don't have my stream deck totally set up yet. So, hi everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. So we'll have to do with me doing things manually, and I got to find a good place for my mic. How's everybody doing? Hey. Oh, always girly pop. Cam. Yes, we got to have a cam for this. And here we go. We've started. I actually took a sip after I started the stream, but anyway, how's everybody doing today? Happy Friday. Happy Friday Night Naughty. I just realized I should actually add that title somewhere. I don't know. But anyway, welcome. You guys like this? Ryan, do you recognize that, Ryan? You bought that for me, I believe, if I remember correctly. I think. Anyway. You got back from a date with your husband and Saber took a danger nap. Oh, hang on. I got to try something real quick. Okay. Pamela Llama, how you doing? I gotta try something. Will this work now? Oh, it's not working. Okay, hang on. I did a thing, and it apparently is not working right now. So I got to check servers and clients. That started. You got to 485 achievements today. That's insane, Ducky. Congratulations. Oh, the hair? It's my normal medium brown. It just looks dark because of the lighting. I wanted it to be nice and dark and kind of look like a nightclub, hence my lovely neon sign in the background that Ryan bought for me once upon a time. I think before I even moved to this house. I just haven't had a chance to put it up yet. So, but anyway, I'm not happy because I set up a thing where I can feature stuff on. Oh, you know what? It's not on this screen. It's not on this screen. It's on the other screen. Okay. Hang on. Let me switch over to the other screen. I just want to make sure it works. Let's do this. So this is our Reddit screen. Yes, it is working. Woohoo! So this is our Reddit screen. We're going to have Reddit showing here. I got to remember that my cam is in a little bit. So we're going to be showing the Reddit on here, but I have a thing added. It's basically like a chat feature. So it allows me to, if somebody has a comment, to put it up on screen. So yeah, it's you. So I can do that with Terry's. And I can do that with Pamela Llamas. Yeah. Oh, look at that beautiful girl. Speaking of beautiful girls. It is fancy. I actually paid $10 for that. Basically, that's a widget for OBS and StreamerBot that Nutty, actually, if you ever heard of Nutty, he does a lot of streamer tools. I feel like the music's still really loud. But it's something he created and he has for his Patreon. So I paid $10 to join his Patreon today to download a bunch of different widgets and stuff. There's a poll one that I wanted to use where we could poll whether the person is the asshole or not the asshole, but I couldn't get it to work. It would show it on screen. So I'm gonna have to mess with that this week and see if I can get it working for the next stream. But we're still gonna do polls. So if my beautiful mods who are here, and there's a teal. Okay, so what I'm drinking is I'm drinking Jose. Oh, hang on. Let me go back to the chatting screen here. I'm going to get this down to a science. So I'm drinking Jose Cuervo. Raspberry colada. And it's swapped. But it's Jose Cuervo raspberry colada margarita. It's quite good, actually. I've actually mixed in a little bit of this with it, too. Just to kind of make it a little less strong. But I don't have any ice. I was going to run to the store and get some ice because I don't have any ice trays right now. I don't know where my ice trays are. But I forgot or ran out of time. So it is what it is. Let's see who else all here. Okay. So let's get down to brass tacks. Sonic Ice would be perfect. Sonic Ice. What's Sonic Ice? But anyway, so the plan here with the stream is we're gonna be switching over to reading Reddit throughout the stream, but we're gonna take breaks every now and then and just chat and stuff. Lyndon is here. Welcome in, everybody. Let me I gotta switch. Why is my profile not working? That's really weird. My profile button in OBS isn't working. All right, let me just add that. Not that one. Give me one sec, guys. Twitch stats. That's what I want. I'm gonna stick that right there. We're going to have chat here. Okay, we're gonna move this here. Perfect. Okay, that should do her. I think we're set up. This is very different from streaming Minecraft, okay? Because most of everything is on the screen right here. Then I have my thing up here. Yes, the shark. So the shark is a neon sign that my good friend Ryan bought for me off of my throne. Last year, was it, Ryan? I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure you were the one who bought it for me. Because I remember getting it in the mail and I'm like, who the frick sent this? And then I went and I checked. I think I posted about it and like, did anybody want to fess up to who sent this? And I don't remember if Ryan fessed up or if I figured out it was him by looking at Throne. I don't know. But anyway, this is very good. It's really good. But I didn't want to like get sloshed right off the gate because legit, guys, I don't drink hardly at all. Like I drink at family get-togethers, like when my brother-in-law makes old fashions, occasionally have a beer when I go out for pizza, but I don't drink at home much. I usually drink more in social situations and I don't get out to social situations much. So, yeah, Ryan never fesses up. But anyway, so I'm not wanting to drink straight liquor. So that's why I'm mixing it with a little bit of Strawberry Monster. So it'll still be very sweet, but I won't get plastered like in the first hour. You've never had an old fashioned, Sabri? Well, you got it. My brother-in-law makes the best blackberry old fashions, I think. I think he uses blackberry brandy instead of like regular brandy. Or he like uses half and half or something, I don't know. But anyway, so all right. It's really funny because I'm looking at my stream in OBS here, like right in front of me. And then up here I have my stream in Stream Manager, which is obviously on a slight delay. But all my black stuff looks gray. It's supposed to be black, or it's supposed to be nearly black. And actually my cam looks lighter. So I don't know if like there's a thing that's like lightening up my whole output. It's definitely gray. Huh. Because it's not supposed to be. So I wonder if there's some kind of like alteration to the video that's happening when it gets output of OBS to Twitch. Oh, it looks fancy, does it? Fancy, fancy. I'm glad. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to put on this screen. I'm definitely going to have to do a thing. Whip, whip, rule me like a racehorse, rule me like a ripcord, break me down and build me up. I wanna be the slip, slip, word upon your lip. Then I let you rip, rip, break me down and build me up. Hi, Kaylin, welcome in. Yes, Slash Shark streams indeed. Okay, can I do that? Is this gonna work here? Yes, it does. I put it on the screen too. Yes, indeed. Miss Andrea! Hi, sweetheart. How you doing? How's life in New Zealand? Hi, Mia. And my puppy's here. So I also do have a little bit of like a sort of a puppy cam. So right back there in this little hole here, you can kind of faintly see a blanket. That is the dog bed. So you might, if you get lucky, you may see the dogs going back and forth to the bed. So I'm doing great, actually. This stream actually turned out a lot better than I expected. I've been working on it all week and all day today. I've been kind of putting all the finishing touches on, adding some stuff I kind of thought of at the last minute. It's going to be a lot of fun. But hang on, I want to see. Okay, so far we got like 13-ish people here. I'm just waiting for a few more people who might trickle in before I do the announcement. I have an announcement. Pam, this is like the first time I've worn makeup in like 6 months. Legit, all I have on though is mascara and eyeliner on my top. That's all the makeup I have on. So I was gonna put on like lip gloss, but I'm like, it's gonna rub off. It's gonna rub off on my glass. Oh, thank you, Ducky. I feel gorgeous. It's also very strategically lit to make me look good. What? Mia's just sitting here staring at me. She's right down here. She's like, Mama, what do you got up there? I don't have any food up here. It's all liquor. You cannot have my liquor. All right. So let's get to this announcement. All right. You do the same thing with your lighting? Yep. I'm just trying to figure this out because this is kind of casting a shadow. So my main light is right here. I did a lot of research on how to light things up. So my main light is here. But it's also kind of casting a shadow with my mic a little. So maybe I'll do it down a little bit. That's actually better. I can still talk down into it. But I also have a box light over there. It's kind of facing the wall. So I get some secondary lighting. And then back there, that little guy is just my key light, although he's not really lightening up much. So I do got to work on my lighting a little bit more, but all dogs are lickers, huh? Thanks, Pam. But yeah, basically I wanted it to be dark and kind of look like a nightclubish and stuff. So I want to work on like bringing in some other like RGB lights, like maybe over here a little bit, kind of in the background to shine on the wall, just to make it more interesting. Cause literally my walls are beige and they're really boring. So yeah. But anyway, so let's just do this big announcement. Hi, Mia. So this stream, I've been talking with my good friend Keegers, who runs, he kind of does all the production for the Interrealms podcast. And when he saw the idea of the stream I was going to do, he's like, Sling, you need to turn this into a podcast. So he and I talked all about it and like the strategery of it. And I think I'm going to try. We're going to see how this stream goes. We're going to see, how the format is as far as turning it into a podcast. But I'm going to be hitting the record button very shortly. So please, if somebody can remind me before we start reading Reddit. So here's the deal. Because I'm going to be recording this, I'm going to have all the alerts off while we're recording. And so if I get raids coming in, if I get people resubbing or gifting or anything like that, please, mods, if you can just kind of just thank them. And then actually I want to put a little pinned comment up, if we can, please, about how my alerts are off and I'm recording, and we're going to take breaks periodically, and I will acknowledge anybody who's come in or done anything during our breaks. So just so I can edit it better for podcasting, and I don't have like alerts and stuff like that. Strategery hype, yes. Well, I've watched other people who record on Twitch for YouTube, like Dead Pine and Dr. Gluon and a few other people, and it's really interesting. Gluon especially does these little segments where he will play like a new game, and he turns it into for like an hour, and he turns it into a YouTube video. And then he will pause alerts, and then he will like do an intro on stream, and then he will do his gameplay, and then he'll end the video on stream, and then he marks it, in the stream, and then he can edit it easier. That's what I'm looking for. So that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to see how it goes. I don't know if this will translate well to a podcast format, so I didn't tell Keegers yes for sure. I said I want to see how it goes, how it feels, if it lends itself well to a podcast, and then if so, then what the hell, we'll go for it. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to be recording. We're going to be being all profesh-like, even though I'm not profesh-like. Stop staring at me, Mia. And we're going to see how this goes. So if it goes well, this will turn into a podcast. It will be published on a YouTube channel that I'm going to be creating specifically for the podcast. And it will also be published to different podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts and Spotify and whichever. All the things. So, but here's the deal. It is going to be broadcast as a Spotify or as a video podcast on YouTube. The chat is not necessarily going to be on screen like it is now, but that's the reason I have added this widget in, because when I read a story, I want to read the story and give my take on it and get your take on it. And when I read your guys' different takes, I'll put it up on screen here so that when I post the video to YouTube, people can see what the comments that I'm reading are. So that's kind of what I did it for. So what do we think? I've been talking a lot. I feel like I need to slow down and take a break. Should we take a break already? I also feel like I'm already half drunk. I'm actually lucky that this glass is pretty small.
Sling gets great wood.
Oh yeah. You know what? Screw you, Troj. Welcome in, sir. Welcome in. How did the podcast recording go? I saw that you and Minor were doing your thing. You guys done already? I figured you'd be going for a while yet. I'm really warm. But welcome in. How's everybody doing? Okay, so. All right. Are we ready to do this? How do I want to start this? Okay, first things first, I'm going to turn off channel points. Beep. Oh, no, not earn channel points. I still want to do that. Is there a way I can turn off? Shut it up, Mia. I guess I'll just uncheck them all. I had plans to set up Stream Deck buttons for a lot of the stuff I'm doing, but I just ran out of time. So cancel. With all rewards disabled, your viewers will no longer be able to redeem the points they've earned. Yes, disable. They can still, as long as they can still earn them, they can use them next stream. Aha, the Tim Tams were wonderful. I'm glad. Sabri's such a sweetheart. Speaking of throne stuff, Troj, do you like my little neon back there? Ryan actually bought that for me on my throne a long time ago, and this is the first time I've had a chance to use it. Okay, so that's turned off. We're going to switch over to... we're going to switch over here to this screen. All right. Are we ready to go? All right, I got to actually switch over here's another thing I got to do. My Spotify has unlinked from my Stream Deck, and I can't get it relinked for some reason. But we're actually going to switch over to, mine's going in 15,000 different directions. You know how when I get this way, I can't find my words. DMCA free music. That's what we're going to do. And so that at this point in time, I'll be able to use the music from the recording on YouTube, and we'll still have background music, but it won't have lyrics. But yeah, we're going to do this. Except for this song. Of course, this song has to have lyrics. All right. Are we ready for this? Don't forget to press record. Thank you. You know what else I was going to do? I was going to write an intro. And I forgot. Yeah, I did kind of forget and I ran out of time. I was doing so much today. Like literally from the time I got up, I was doing stream stuff all day. So what should my intro be? Do you guys want to write it for me? Somebody write me an intro. Put it in chat. What I could do though is I could record an intro later and do it like in my bigger screen. Maybe I'll do that. Or have AI do one. Teal, pull up ChatGPT. Or have Sharknado Bot do it. Write an intro for her podcast. You. He had to think. Give him time. He's AI. They need a little time to think. Here's a little something for Cocktails and A-Holes podcast. Welcome, fellow connoisseurs of chaos and fine spirits. You're tuned into the only show where the drinks are strong, the opinions are stronger, and Sling and Sharks, our magnificent hosts, somehow makes being judgy sound utterly delightful. Grab a glass. It's going to be a wild ride. That's actually not bad, honestly. All right. Now I feel put on the spot. It's actually pretty good. Okay, no, you know what? I'm gonna record something later. I think I'm gonna write it up and I'm gonna record something, kind of like YouTube stylish, but someone's got to keep this Cocktails and A-Holes operation running smoothly. Yes, indeed. Okay, let's get to this. Okay, hold the phone now. I need to update my Reddit thing. Okay, why are you not picking up Chrome again? No. I don't know why it does this. It won't find Chrome right now. Okay, let's do this. Hello. Streamception. All right. Now will you find Chrome? No, you won't. Let's try this. We're gonna refresh. I'm a professional. This is why I'm gonna have to edit, because I'm so new to this. I don't know what the flip I'm doing. And I haven't got everything kind of automated yet. There it is. Okay, I just needed to refresh Chrome. Here we go. All right. We have our first one going. Let's start recording. Bam, we are recording. Welcome in, everybody, to Cocktails and Assholes. We are going to be reading Reddit and drinking cocktails. So, hope you have a good time. Feel free to tune in at Sling and Sharks Twitch page. Yeah, I got to write this intro. Twitch.tv/Sling and Sharks. That's an N and not an and. And you can watch this live and give your hot takes with me live. Yes, we need a clapper. Like a clapper? Like an applause sign? Actually, that would be cool. I should get like applause, sound effects. That would actually be pretty cool. All right. Why? Okay. All right, there it goes. apparently I have to have it up. I can't minimize it, otherwise it'll go blank. Claps all around. Oh, like a movie clapper. Oh, yes, that's actually a good idea. All right. We're going to start off with one I found. I haven't read this through yet. Not sure how it is, but it's from Best of Redditor Updates. It was originally posted to Off My Chest. It's a little long. Do we maybe want to start with something else, actually? Let's start with something else. Yeah, the updates are good. Let's start off with something shorter. Hold on, I got to go to my Reddit page, or the Reddit thing, which has a bunch of crap in it from Ryan. How's the music? Is it a little loud, a little quiet? Hey, Amaranthin. Why did I just call you that? Hi, Tempest. Should we start off with the poop knife one? Ducky would love that. Ducky would love that. All right. Okay, copy link. We're going to paste that here. What? Okay, we're going to do the first one that say reposted in the Reddit gems. It's not as long, so we're going to do this one. Poop night. You are the everlasting. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. All right. Music is good? Okay. Are we ready to read this? All right. Grab your cocktails, everybody. Hope Ryan's not drinking. Ryan, grab your hot chocolate. Everyone else, grab your beer. Grab your margarita. Grab what you got. Grab your partner's booty. You can't, you're working. Aw, that's too bad. All right, let's read this. Coffee, that works too. All right. I, 21 female, moved away from my family 3 years ago to study, and since then I've been living in a flat that my parents own. The flat has 3 bedrooms, so I decided to get roommates so that it wasn't as expensive, and also to have some company, which I find better than living alone. Fair. I've had the same roommates the past 3 years, and we very quickly became best friends, but they both left to go study abroad. I looked for new roommates and found these 2 girls that I'll call Mary and Haley. They both moved in about a month ago. We got to know each other, and I became good friends with Haley, but not as much with Mary because she's more reserved, so she tends to stay in her room. So she's like me, right? Can I grab my own booty? Yes, you may, Troj. I came here to drink milk and kick ass. I've just finished my milk. That's a good one. I should actually... No, I can't turn that on. All right. Let's continue on. She doesn't like Mary because Mary's an introvert like me. All right. I have 3 rules for the flat. No loud noises after 11 p.m. on Wednesdays because we all have school or work. And if one of us is not sleeping at home, she tells the others so we don't have to worry. And when someone is showering, you have to wait... You have to wait for the end of the shower before you can take one. I'm assuming there's more than one bathroom? There must be more than one bathroom because obviously you're not hopping in the shower with the other person. So there must be more than one shower. That's because the plumbing in the flat is old and doesn't work super well. So when 2 people shower at the same time, the person that was showering first gets cold water. Honestly, that's pretty common in most houses, not just old houses, right? This suddenly got very interesting, right? 3 ladies showering together. Oh yeah. Anyway, and then obviously the last rule is keep the place clean, but that doesn't really have to be said. I've had these rules with my previous roommates and everything went well. Mary, the introvert, doesn't really respect the shower rule. Normally what we do is scream shower before getting in, and then we scream over when done. But there were a few times when Mary went in the shower before the other person was done. I completely understand that she wasn't really used to the rule as much as I was, so it probably wasn't intentional. And it was really hot. So taking a cold shower wasn't a problem. So I just casually reminded her, but I didn't really say anything. Yesterday, I was coming home from work a bit late, and it was raining really hard, so when I got home, I went straight to the shower. I really wanted a nice hot shower because I was really cold and tired, but not even 2 minutes after I got in, the shower water turned cold. I had shampoo in my hair, so it wasn't ideal. I got out to see why it was cold, and I heard another shower running. It was Mary. I had to wait until she was done to go back in the shower and finally have hot water. Today, I sort of confronted her about it. I told her it was kind of annoying that it would really be better if she followed the rule. She told me that I was controlling and trying to monitor when they showered and everything they did. I asked Haley if she felt the same way, and she said no. And I also don't feel like I was trying to control anything or like the rules that I have are completely unreasonable. Mary left right after the argument and hasn't been responding to our texts. I really want to fix it, but I'm also not sure if I'm in the wrong or not. Sorry if this is not clear. English isn't my first language, but the characters are limited, so if you need clarification, I'll answer in the comments. Said it because I literally just finished a glass of cold milk. Nice. I gotta stop reading chat because we're recording. All right, you guys. There is one update to the post. Mary came home a while ago and we sat down to talk through about the whole thing. She really apologized and listened, and it was honestly great. She told me many things, the first one being that she was in a very bad mood yesterday and this morning for personal reasons, and she apologized for that. She said that she would try to really be a better roommate from now on. We also talked about rules and what we thought was appropriate, and now have a whole system. Lastly, she told me that she was feeling a bit excluded because Haley and I get along really well, while she's less social and has been struggling. So we've really talked and tried to get to know each other. In other words, all's well that ends well. Well, come on now. That's no fun. We're supposed to be here judging people and taking sides. What's up with that? All right. I did make the big announcement, Tempest. This is why you don't do roommates. Okay, you guys, hands up. Who has ever had a horrible roommate? I have. Yes, she's definitely not the asshole. And yes, asshole, not the asshole. I think we can pretty much say that they've been voted in the Reddit not the asshole as well. But I think we could probably say that I don't think her demands are unreasonable, you know? Not taking a shower at the same time as someone else is a pretty common thing that people do. Yeah. One word, flushing. You haven't had a bad roommate. Nice. Okay. No, Tempest, that was the announcement that I'm turning this into a podcast. That was the big announcement. I'm probably going to turn it into a podcast. So depending on how this goes, depending on how the recording turns out and whatnot, I'm probably going to be editing this down into a podcast. So I may be cutting out some of my chat interactions. I may keep them in. It just depends. So I've had just go to a gym and shower then. Very true. Hey, Enzyme. I've had a few beige flags of roommates, but no bad roommates. Well, that's good. That's good. All right. All right. Is this working? I got to see if this is working. Okay, good. All right. I think we probably don't need to poll that. I think we can pretty much all say not the asshole for that one. I've had bad roommates if you count the ex-wife. Oh, no. I think a lot of us can probably say that. I had a bad roommate and my ex-boyfriend, so. My husband feels that. Are you the bad roommate, B? Are you the bad roommate? What are we drinking? We are drinking Jose Cuervo. Hang on, I gotta see. Raspberry colada, yeah. We're drinking that mixed with a little bit of Strawberry Dreams Monster. So that's not like pure alcohol because I'm a lightweight. Although this is now my third top up. Sort of. My roommates weren't horrible. My My roommates weren't horrible. They were just really bad at darts when they got a dartboard for the room. So only 2 of them had to fork up for the damage fees. Oh, nice. They're also very bad at storing their weed safely. On the porch? Who stores their weed on the porch? Like the neighbor teenagers can come steal it. 11:50 a.m. I can't start drinking. Hey, it's 10 minutes to noon, Enzyme. You can crack a beer at noon, then. Go for it. We'll give you permission to crack your beer, and it is 5 o'clock somewhere. All right, you guys, that was kind of a boring one. Sorry about that. Let's find one that I have read. That was not the one I thought it was. Should we do the steak one? Let's do the steak one. I read that one and lost my shit. It was so funny. So this is from Best of Reddit. Making a Long Island iced tea. Yeah, Long Island iced tea, Bloody Mary, mimosa. There's no end to what you can make if it's technically morning, Enzyme. All right, let's see. Let's get that off the screen. All right. All right. Okay. So this one is actually pretty funny. There's 2 sides to the story. The husband posted this. I'm going to open this in a new tab. And the husband did a post on this and the wife did a post on this. Oops, I did not mean to do that. So the husband posted it originally here. And then it got to be so it got to be so like viral or whatever that the wife actually ended up. So this is from 10 years ago that the wife actually posted a follow up like 2 years later. And some of the comments are pretty good. So we're going to read this one and I got to check my shit. All right. I'm not used to being on cam. So I got to make sure I'm not don't have my hair sticking up, not picking my nose, all the stuff. All right. Oh, thank you for doing that, Sabri. I forgot to ask you to do that. Did we get a raid at all? Yeah, and this, I'm fine. Okay, good. I need to have breakfast first. Yes, have some breakfast and have a Bloody Mary. There you go. Okay, so in this screen, actually, I don't have alerts on the scene, so I don't even have to worry about turning them off on this scene. So this is originally posted in the TIFU Reddit, which is, what does that stand for again? Today I fucked up. That's what it's from. All right, you guys, here's the original post. It's pretty damn funny. Do we want to do... I was going to say I do want to do a am I the asshole thing, but this one isn't really kind of an am I the asshole question. It's just kind of a funny story. So we don't have to do the post, but mods, if you guys think of a funny poll to do, feel free. Or if you think of a funny prediction, give you guys carte blanche. Go ahead and do that. That doesn't interrupt the stream at all. It just goes in the chat. So feel free to. The username is ironic. Defenestrate me now? Did I say that right? Okay. All right. This is from a male perspective. That's what the M means. Last night, my wife's boss from her brand new job invited us over for dinner. Hang on, I gotta turn this down just a touch. On the drive over, my wife reiterated many times to me just how important it was to make a good impression. I scoffed and arrogantly informed my wife that I always make good impressions. Come on, man. My wife's boss is a single lady in her 50s, so it was just the 3 of us. We chit-chatted over drinks and salads and seemed to be really hitting it off. She laughed at my well-timed, perfectly appropriate jokes, and my wife seemed pleased. Soon, she brought out the main course, a nice, big, juicy steak for each of us. As I began to cut into my steak, I was discouraged to discover how undercooked the steak was. Now, I've had my fair share of rare steak. I prefer medium, but I can handle rare. This was several minutes on a hot grill short of rare. I probably could have resuscitated the cow had I tried. Instead, I sat there fidgeting with my knife and fork, worrying about how I was going to get away with not eating steak. Medium. Did I say medium? Oh, not medium. Rare. Claim veganism? No, I had already feigned great enthusiasm upon seeing the steak. Just then, our hostess excused herself to the kitchen to take care of some dessert preparations. As I looked across the fancy dining room table at the open window of this third-story apartment, a cartoon light bulb appeared above my head. I knew I had to be decisive, realizing that she could return at any moment. I committed. I grabbed the steak with my hand, gently shook off the juice, and executed a perfect throw right through the center of the open window. Here's the big time fuck up. The window wasn't open. It was the cleanest freaking window you've ever seen in your life. That is, until my mostly raw slab of steak slammed up against it and slowly slid down, leaving a trail of bloody juice in its wake. My wife, whose steak was a nice medium rare and was unaware of my predicament, turned, jaw dropped, and stared at me like I was an alien from another planet. This look then slowly morphed into more of a "there is no place on this planet you can ever hide from me" expression of demonic anger. My wife's boss heard the thud of the steak on window impact and came quickly. She took in the scene, the steak sitting on the windowsill, the bloody trail, my empty plate, and then gave me an inquisitive, puzzled look. I just didn't know what to say. It felt like a minute of silence, but it was probably only 3 or 4 seconds. Finally, the best I could manage was, "I'm so sorry. I'm such a klutz. I don't know. I was cutting it and it slipped." "Just ask my wife. I'm really a klutz, right, honey?" No help coming from that direction. "I will clean this up. I can't believe this. I'm so sorry," etc., etc., etc. Both women continued to stare at me like I had escaped from the loony bin as I smeared the blood around the window with my cloth napkin and dusted off the steak and continued to mutter my incoherent explanation. I knew no one was buying the story. I knew what I had to do. I sheepishly returned to my seat and proceeded to eat every bite of that disgusting, cold, chewy, bloody, raw steak. I remained pretty quiet the rest of the evening. My wife's only 2 words to me since the incident are, "I'm fine." You know what that means. TLDR, trying to sneakily throw my undercooked steak through an open window only to find out it wasn't open. Let's see, update. Just got my first post. I'm fine communication from my wife via text who's at work. Good news, boss. And I just had a good laugh over how much of a fucking idiot you are. You know you will never live this down. I love you, moron. Oh my gosh. Does anybody know somebody who does shit like this? Just like auto left. Like, yeah, I can picture being that wife. And my husband just like, what the fuck, dude? Oh my gosh, that's insane. I read this the first time and I lost it. I'm like, what? Your older brother probably would. You know what? I have a brother who'd probably do something like this too. I do. I have to admit that it's very well written too, like very descriptive, lends itself well to storytelling. And not a lot of Reddit stories do. I mean, half the time they're not in coherent English and you got to figure it out, but very well written. Yeah, I would not have eaten it. I would have just been like, hey, could you throw this back on the grill a little while? Like, I don't understand why you just wouldn't ask for it to be thrown back on the grill a little bit. You could just show the lady it's bloody and she'd probably be fine with it. If it's still mooing, it's perfect. Okay, so Tempest likes the raw steaks. Okay, we got that. Nuh-uh. No, I like them medium rare too. I like them pink and just a little bit of pink in the juice too. Yeah, some warm pink, like Savory said. You know what? I think most of us like a warm pink, right? Ayo. But Tempest, he likes it raw. Well, B also likes it to moo. Okay. So B would have had no problem eating that steak as well as Tempest. Okay. Tempest likes blue. Oh, boy. Oh, man. All right. You guys, we got to read the wife side of the story because hers is almost funnier. Which is here. Poke it and it moves at you. All right, you guys. So this one was written 8 years ago. So this is 2 years after the original post. Yeah, if it's still basically raw, yeah. All right, this is from the lady's perspective. All right, this also took place a couple years ago. Well, this is what she wrote. Carve off what you want and ride the rest home. Wow. Oh, man, Teal. Okay. So her side of the story is I had just gotten a brand new job that I was really excited about. So I was delighted when my boss, who I'd been trying to establish a rapport with, invited me and my husband over to her home for dinner. Well, mostly delighted. My husband is, well, he's the sweetest, but he has a history of doing really dumb shit. Clearly. Because of this, I was worried about him coming along. Hi, Tay. Welcome in. By the time the day of the dinner arrived, I'd become so anxious about it that I actually floated the idea by my boss that I wasn't sure if he'd be able to make it. She was clearly taken aback and responded, "Oh no, I really hope he can. I have dinner for 3 all ready to go." Upon seeing her dismay, I assured her that he would find a way to be there. Well, we made it over to her apartment on time, and things actually started out really, really well. It was actually just the 3 of us, which surprised me somewhat, but made me a little less concerned about my husband, as crowds really tend to bring out his unpredictability. I had just started to finally relax, and was a couple of bites into a deliciously cooked steak when things took a horrible, horrible turn. You don't say. My boss had just stepped into the kitchen to check on dessert when I noticed something odd out of the corner of my eye. It was one of those things where you know something strange has happened in your peripheral, but you're not sure what. You have to look over and focus your gaze to really comprehend it. I look over at my husband and see him holding his steak in his hand, hovering it just an inch or 2 above his plate. Before I had a chance to fully comprehend what I was seeing and verbalize something that might have saved us all from the coming horror, he threw his steak baseball style across the room straight into the dining room window. It hit the window, making a loud noise, and slowly slid down. Now, my husband does dumb shit. I already told you that. But he's not a crazy person. Usually when he does dumb shit, I at least understand what he's thinking, but there's usually some semblance of rhyme or reason to the dumb shit. In this case, I was just dumbfounded. I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't wrap my head around what was going on. I stared at him with what must have been the most confused look and watched as he stared back at me, an expression of utter horror painted across his face. I couldn't make any sense of what was happening, but I also didn't have time to try. I heard footsteps of my boss coming to see what the sound was. It suddenly sunk in that it didn't matter why he did what he did. He did it, and we were all about to come face to face with a very awkward situation. I could feel the anger flush through my face. For a brief moment, I contemplated trying to help my husband get out of this, but no. This was his dumb shit bed, and he could lie in it. Not like there was any possible recovery anyway. My boss walks in and sees the steak lying on the windowsill. There's the fucking longest, most awkward pause where we all just sit there frozen. My boss and I are staring at my husband, forcing the ball into his court as the cringe just hangs in the air like an ocean fog. This woman writes so well. I was imagining more of a that's what I was imagining, T. It was like a frisbee, whoosh, not a baseball toss. Oh, man. Tempest, it sounds like you do a lot of dumb shit, huh? Like throwing steaks into windows. All right. He finally manages to mutter some incoherent garbage about being a klutz and even tries to get me to back him up. I leave his ass out to dry in the deafening silence. I love this woman. He makes a poor attempt at cleaning the window and retrieves the steak. Mercifully, my boss asks me a question about work, and we both dive eagerly into the conversation. Wasting food isn't one of them, eh? Yeah. Excuse me. We all resume the rest of the evening pretending he isn't there, a sort of unspoken agreement by all that this is the only way to move forward. As soon as we get in the car, my husband turned into a nervous chatterbox trying to explain himself. Turns out the dumbass didn't like the way the steak was cooked, rare, and get this, he thought the window was open. My husband, ladies and gentlemen, tried to chuck his steak out of a 3-story window. He thought that this was a reasonable solution to being served an undercooked steak. A year later or so, my boss hosted a Christmas party for the company at her newly built home. My friend Jenny was my plus one. Oh, funny. She's got a couple edits here about explaining her husband. Saying that he is really a great guy and then he's fun loving, but she's not calling him crazy. But that's a funny story. I like that one. I gotta know, is the husband an introvert and not socially adept? Because it's the way. Well, she says here. Let me read this part. So her edit will probably explain it. She says, no, my husband is not on the spectrum or crazy. Although I get that it may seem like a valid conclusion if all you know is this one event. The usual dumb shit is more of your everyday impulsiveness, like immediately saying the first slightly inappropriate thing that comes to his mind. If he would have done that, it wouldn't have shocked me at all. This, of course, shocked me because he normally doesn't do things that make him look insane. Not sure why some seem to be taking the he often does dumb shit to mean he often does completely insane things. Hey, Max. I may have to turn off the walk-ons, too. Although I think I have those set to not go to the recording. So... swearing with slang. Yep, you get to swear with me tonight. Good. Welcome in, Max. Anyway, yep. So that's that one. Okay, we need to actually do an asshole one. Fuck, yes, you can all swear tonight. We are 18 plus today. What's up, Clutchy Poo? All right, we're going to actually do an asshole one. Here, let me find one. This one looks interesting. It has to do with dogs. I have not read this, so hopefully it's good. Am I the asshole for not changing my dog's name when my new neighbor's child had the same name? All right, let's do a prediction. Do I have a mod who wants to set up the prediction? Otherwise, or not a prediction, a poll. We need a new Brenda's Beaver story. Yes, we do. We could actually do that on here too. We could have story time. Well, this is kind of story time. This one is insane. Okay, good. Poll, asshole or not the asshole? That's what we need to poll. What did Enzyme say? Solution: gaslight the person for not cooking the steak properly. See if it was cooked to my liking and the window was opened, this wouldn't have all happened. Oh my gosh, Enzyme. Hey, you know what, B? You're cheating. No. You guys, have the poll go for like 10 minutes. If you can, if you haven't posted it yet, have it go for like 10 minutes. And you guys don't have to weigh in now. But just wait until I get into the story and then you can take the poll. So yeah. Okay, let's get into the story then. And then whenever, yeah. Okay. So I, 36 male, am the owner of a Great Pyrenees Australian cattle dog mix named Charlotte, 6 female. I live in a lower middle class suburb in an unspecified United State. What? Okay. So in a state he doesn't want to admit. I have lived here for about a year now, and I let Charlotte go out to potty roughly 6 or so times a day. That seems like a lot, but sure. It's always the same routine. I open the back door, Charlotte runs outside to pee and patrol the yard. Apparently it's a Pyrenees thing. And doesn't typically come bounding back to the door until I poke my head out and call her name. Probably Ohio or Texas. I feel like we should do one before and after. Nah. About a week or two ago, maybe longer if I didn't notice, new neighbors moved in across the back alley. I had no intentions of interacting with them whatsoever, like ever, except today when I was executing the last step of Charlotte's aforementioned potty protocol. Some people really write great. I stuck my head out and called her name, but this time, alongside the familiar sounds of my dog galloping up the porch steps, was an adult human voice shouting something along the lines of, "Why are you calling my daughter?" At first, I thought it might just be my neighbors getting into a spat, until a couple minutes later I heard pounding on my front door. I opened the door to an angry man about twice my size, glaring down. He said something like, "Why the F are you calling my daughter into your house?" And I responded with, "Your daughter's name is Charlotte?" And he just kind of kept glaring at me. In absence of a response, I followed up with, "Charlotte is my dog's name, dude." And he rolled his eyes at me and said, "I better change my dog's name because he doesn't want his daughter, 2 female, getting confused and running into my house." I mean, I can kind of understand that. You know, it would seem weird at first, but demanding that your neighbor change their dog's name, that's kind of BS. It's probably a Florida man. I told him that it's not going to happen because not only did my dog have the name first, we also lived here first. Plus, I don't like strangers making demands of me before even attempting to be polite. What I didn't say, but really wanted to say, is that teaching his child stranger danger is his responsibility, not mine. He called me stupid and said that a human child obviously has priority over a dog for a name. I shut the door in his face and stared at him through the peephole for a moment before he eventually walked back to his house. This last potty break, I went out with Charlotte and stayed in the yard with her until she finished her business. But this guy kind of stood in his yard with his arms crossed and glared at me the entire time. I think it's unfair that this father demands I change my dog's name just because he chooses the same name for his kid. Rude and unnecessary comment redacted. But on the other hand, most humans think humans have priority over dogs for just about everything. Am I the asshole? What do we think? Clutch says, the daughter better change her name. And why are you not watching? Hang on. What does Ducky say? No way. 2-year-olds don't know their name, but dogs do. Teal says, teach your kids something, dude. And B says, why are you not watching your child, right? Right? I wouldn't let my 2-year-old go out unsupervised. Hang on. Teal says, rename the dog fucking asshole. Nope, not at all. We'll rename the dad fucking asshole. Yeah, I think we're pretty much all in agreement that they are not the asshole. So we can end the poll now. Dog was here first. Dog has priority. Agreed. Any other hot takes on this one? Yes, it definitely does. Agreed. All right. That's why I have this lovely little chat highlighter thingy. Okay. All right, let's do another one. Banteal old man. Nice try. Mooning like 3 times. All right, poll is ended. I need to change that image. My hair is not that short anymore. What image are we talking about? Oh, the image in your profile picture. Yeah. All right. What do we want to read next, guys? Let's do the pool one. Here we go. Am I the asshole for refusing to let Karen neighbor use my pool after she demanded I follow her pool rules? Here we go. This one looks good. I love anything with a Karen in it. Should I do a Karen voice? What's a good Karen voice? Hey, don't do that. I can't do voices. All right. Karen, don't do that. Should I do Sim? I don't think I could do Sim's voice. I haven't heard her voice enough to be able to do a Sim. And besides, Sim ain't a Karen. Sim's a great chick. Karen is the asshole, clearly. Too easy. Next. Yes, exactly, Ducky. There's a reason that is called bad impression and not good impression. Do an Irish voice like Pam. Oh, wait. What's up, Tay? Here you're trying to do an Aussie accent. I'm very bad at accents, except for Southern accents. Very bad at every other accent in the world. Yes. Extremely bad. All right. If we want to start a new asshole poll, let's do that. And then I will get into reading this next story. All right. This is from Reddit. Am I the asshole? There's actually 2 Am I the asshole Reddits. It's AITAH and AITA, which is funny. Apparently the world does not have enough. Ooh. Oh yeah, I read about that in the Discord, Tay. That's awesome. Should be fun. Hi, I'm back. You know what that is? That's my macro keys again. Apparently they started working again and I bumped them. So dumb. Shut up, Ducky. Rib Shack Stacy making a return. Yes. Ooh, maybe Karen should be Southern, huh? Maybe. I mean, they have a pool, so she could be Southern. Yes, Clutchy Poo. All right. Am I the asshole for refusing to let Karen neighbor use my pool after she demanded I follow her pool rules? So I, 34 male, I live in a suburban neighborhood with a decent-sized backyard and a pool. I've always been friendly with my neighbors, including Karen, mid-40s female, who moved in next door about a year ago. She seemed nice at first, but as time went on, she started to show her true colors, as they do. Screw you, Clutch. Over the summer, Karen started coming over with her kids, asking if they could use the pool. At first, I didn't mind because I was usually outside anyway, and the kids seemed to enjoy it. But soon, things got weird. Karen began showing up unannounced, sometimes even when I wasn't home, and I caught her using the pool without my permission. One day, I came home to find Karen and several of her friends having a full-on pool party in my backyard, complete with snacks, music, and pool floats. What the fuck? I confronted her, and she acted like it was no big deal, saying, "Oh, you weren't using it, so I figured it was fine. It's not a public pool, bitch." I told her politely but firmly that she needed to ask before coming over and that I wasn't comfortable with her just assuming she could use the pool whenever. Karen seemed annoyed but agreed to follow the rules. Then last week, she took things to a whole new level. Karen knocked on my door with a typed up list of pool rules that she wanted me to follow. Her list included things like no swimming after 5 p.m. because her kids have a strict bedtime, no loud music when her family is outside, mandatory weekend access for her and her kids, but only for their exclusive use? What? Oh my gosh. I thought she was joking at first, but she was dead serious. I laughed and told her that there was no way I was following any of her rules for my pool. Karen got angry and called me selfish, saying I was ruining the neighborhood spirit and being unfair to the kids. Right? It's not your pool, bitch. What the fuck? Now she's been spreading rumors to the other neighbors that I'm a bad guy for not sharing the pool. Trust me, the other neighbors know she's a fucking C-word. All right? I'm sure it's not ruining your reputation that much. Some of the neighbors have even said I should just let it go. No comment, Ducky. Let it go to avoid drama. But I feel like this is insane. It's my pool and she's acting like she owns it. Or she's kind of acting like it's a community like pool. Like if they were in like a housing development that had like a community pool with the pool house. She's kind of acting like that's what it is. Which is bullshit. Am I the asshole for refusing to let Karen and her kids use my pool after she demanded I follow her ridiculous rules? If someone gets hurt or dies, they're like, exactly. So nobody should be in his pool without his knowledge. And it's his property. Yes, Avery. Yes. I gotta remember to use my button. Yes, it's OP's property. Entitled neighbors you have, Humby. Oh my gosh, Ducky, you are get her trespassed and then charge her for trespassing if she comes back. Wow. That is excellent. So there is an update. Update. Hey everyone, an update on the situation. Thanks for all the advice. It really helped me see I wasn't overreacting. So I went ahead and installed a keypad lock on my backyard fence. Genius. I figured it'd solve the problem without needing another awkward convo with Karen. Plus, you were all right about the liability stuff. Yeah, the comments probably said exactly what you guys said about the liability. I really don't want to deal with any potential fallout if someone gets hurt using my pool. Or God forbid a kid drowns or something. That'd be crazy. Of course, so Karen noticed the lock pretty much immediately. She was at my door furious, saying I was locking out the neighborhood kids and treating her family like criminals. Wow, drama queen. She went on about how I was being dramatic and why couldn't I just let them use it like before. I told her straight up that I wanted some privacy and control over who was using my pool. After all, it's my backyard, not a community park. She rolled her eyes and said I was being selfish, etc., etc. Honestly, I feel a lot better with the lock on now. It's a bit awkward with Karen, but I'd rather have that than her acting like my backyard is a public pool. Thanks again for the support. Yep. We have definitely agreed that he is not the asshole. Agreed. Time for a Baby Ruth, says Teal. Clutch says, had someone do something similar when I was in the 4th grade. Neighbor lady tried to make my parents sign a contract and blah, 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 so their kids could play in our trampoline. What? That's bananas. Dad straight up told the lady to get fucked. Oh, nice. OP needs to throw a loud pool party after 5. Yes. Oh, gosh. You are the criminal, Karen. Absolutely. That's good. This is good. All right, kids. What's next? Now, if you guys in chat have any Reddit posts that you'd like me to read that you did not put in the Discord, feel free to either put it in Discord or put it in, well, if you're not a VIP or a mod, so put it in the Discord. If you're not part of my Discord, ! Discord. Yep. And I do have a post called Reddit, or a channel called Reddit Gems. If you have posts either tonight or anytime in the future, if you come across a good Reddit that you'd like me to read on stream, post it there and I will read it. All right, what else do we have? All right, Sabri has been putting in work finding me stuff, so I really appreciate that, Sabri. That actually saved me from having to go and find a bunch of stuff myself. The gaslighting. Oh, I'll get to that. I'm kind of going down the line. Where's that one at? Wait a minute. Did I miss it? I must have missed it. Oh, no, I did miss it. I'm sorry, Ducky. Yes. I missed the poop knife and the gaslight one. I'm sorry, Ducky. I scrolled right by it. We're going to do that one next. All right. This one is funny. It's not a am I the asshole one, but it's just a funny little cute one. All right. So, the title of the post is I gaslight my husband when we fight. This isn't anything crazy, just something funny that I want to tell people about but can't risk getting caught. My husband, 30 male, and I, 30 female, have been together for 8 years. For the past couple years, I make him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich every day to take to work. I use Welch's Grape Concord jelly. This is important for later. Every day, he tells me I make the best sandwiches, and I just say, I make it with love. However, when we're fighting, he always says he can taste the difference in his PB&J. And I said, that's because I made it with hate. But the truth is, he can taste the hate in his sandwich because when we fight, I use organic, sugar-free grape jam. It's in the back of the fridge and he's never seen it. So that's what I use to convince him that he can't make me mad or my anger makes his food taste different. Like I said, this wasn't anything crazy, but it's something I always get a giggle out of and thought you would too. It's kind of wholesome. Like, she's not poisoning him or anything, but it's so funny. This is something I would totally do. And now I have the idea. You better watch out if I ever get a significant other and I make you peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Don't piss me off or you'll get the sugar-free jelly. And you'll get the, instead of peanut butter, you'll get the almond butter or something. Or the all-natural, watery peanut butter. Not poisoning. I bet he has to run to the toilet. Oh, man. Hey, Chase. Welcome in. Oh, funny. That is a good one. Oh, Vader's here too. Welcome in, Vader. Nice to see you guys all. Welcome in, welcome in. We're having a good time. We're drinking cocktails. I just topped up. And I totally didn't just spill on my keyboard. Okay, let's not top up that much, Sling. Whoopsie. Ooh, Sabri's having an IPA. Anybody else drinking anything fun tonight? It is Friday night, after all. Poison for Cusco. Cusco is poison. Yes, B. Some people don't process sugar very well. Very true. Very true. Dusty Slay. Woohoo! All right. Now, hopefully this doesn't get sticky in my keyboard keys. Okay. Whew. All right. Next one. Let's do the poop knife. A lot of you have probably read the poop knife or have heard the story. I just learned this story in I think our last what was it? Our last raft stream that I think Ducky told me about the poop knife story, or somebody else did. Pie Fro, welcome in, Pie. How you doing? Cheers to you, my friend. This is from the Museum of Reddit. It's not a Am I the Asshole? It's just another funny story. It's amazing writing and so disturbing. Nice. All right. I do. I put some eyeliner and some mascara on. So, yeah. Well, I figured I lit this place to kind of look sort of like we're at a nightclubby sort of thing. Oh my gosh, I need to paint my back wall. I'm just realizing you can see the horrible paint job they did. Do you guys see on the back wall how the part on the side here is shiny and the part and the rest of the wall, we're looking at the paint on the wall. Part of it's shiny and part of it's not shiny. That's because the geniuses who painted these walls used some paint that was like high gloss. Well, now you're gonna notice. And some paint that was matte. And this wall is like half and half. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, when the light's on, you can really see it. I just noticed I can see it in the camera now. I'm just like, now I gotta really paint that wall. Yeah, it definitely, well, it is a reflection from the light. But if the whole wall was matte, there would be no reflection. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's read about the poop knife. All right. This is, like I said, in the Museum of Reddit. This is a classic story. This is originally from, well, the museum story was posted 5 years ago, probably longer ago than that. The poster says, paint green? No, I've done that before. Doing the wall green is, even if you paint it completely matte, it still reflects light, so much so that it's hard to get an even thing. So using cloth is a lot better because you don't get any glare. The original is 11 years old. Nice. All right, let's read this story. My family poops big. Right off the bat. Maybe it's genetic, maybe it's our diet, but everyone births giant logs of crap. If anyone has laid a mega poop, you know that sometimes it won't flush. It lays across the hole in the bottom of the bowl, and the vortex of draining water merely gives it a spin as it mocks you. Growing up, this was a common enough occurrence that our family had a poop knife. It was an old rusty kitchen knife that hung on a nail in the laundry room, only to be used for that purpose. It was normal to walk through the hallway and have someone call out, "Hey, can you get me the poop knife?" I thought it was a standard kit. You have your plunger, you have your toilet brush, you have your poop knife. Fast forward to 22. It's been a day or two between poops, and I'm over at a friend's house. Well, that's your first problem. If it's been a couple days since you pooped, you're kind of probably constipated. All right, you should be pooping every day, sometimes twice a day. You've never had that issue, huh, Ryan? All right. All right. Yeah, I can't say maybe once or twice I've ever had that issue myself that I can think of. Really? I don't know. Anyway, and usually, yeah, it's like if it's been a while since you've pooped and you got a lot backed up, maybe. I don't know. I usually don't have that issue. But anyway, so fast forward to 22. It's been a day or two between poops, and I'm over at a friend's house. My friend was a local dealer and always had guests over because you can't buy weed without sitting on your ass sampling it for an hour, right? Yeah. I excuse myself and lay a gigantic turd. I look down and see it's a sideways one. So I crack the door and call out for a friend. He arrives and I ask him for his poop knife. My what? That's what I would say. Your poop knife, I say. I need to use it, please. What the fuck is a poop knife? Obviously, he has one, but maybe he calls it by a more delicate name. A fecal cleaver, a dung divider, a guano glaive. Oh my God. I explain what it is I want, and why I want it. He starts giggling and then laughing, and then lots of people start laughing. It turns out the music has stopped and everyone heard my pleas through the door. It also turns out that none of them had poop knives. It was just my fucked up family with their fucked up bowels. Fuck my life. I told this to my wife last night, who was amused and horrified at the same time. It turns out that she did not know what a poop knife was and had been using the old rusty knife hanging in the utility closet as a basic utility knife. Thankfully, she didn't cook with it, but only used it to open Amazon boxes. She will be getting her own utility knife now. Edit, common question. Why was this not in the bathroom instead of the laundry room? Answer, we only had one poop knife, and the laundry room was central to all three bathrooms. I have no idea why we didn't have three poop knives. All I know is that we didn't. We had the one. Possibly because my father was notoriously cheap about the weirdest things. So yes, we shared our poop knife. Oh, such a funny story. Such a funny, funny, funny story. Sabri says, I had an ex-boyfriend that did then would never admit we were the only two in the apartment. Your ex-boyfriend did what? He would clog up the toilet or what? B, I hope the massive poops. Gotcha. B, I hope the story didn't make you sick. Does poop make you grossed out? Oh. No, you're just sick for being sick. Gotcha. Oh, you can imagine if the wife used it to cut a turkey. Oh, yeah, I used it to cut the turkey at Thanksgiving, honey. He's never admitted it. All right. We've got another Am I the Asshole? So let's get a poll going if anybody wants to start one up. It's been 25 years. A family that cuts their poop together stays together. Oh, B, that's amazing. Oh my gosh. It was described as rusty, so hope no one was cooking with it. That's very true. That's very true. Mm-hmm. my gosh. All right. Does anybody want to do the poll? I can do it if you guys are busy. Am I the asshole for going to baseball game without the rest of players? Yes, you are. Ha! GLG, how dare you? How dare you not take us with you? Are you on your way home yet, honey? Maybe you can get someone from Etsy. Yes, I'm sure you could totally get someone on Etsy to make that into like a wall hanging for sure. All right. Looks like I'm going to have to do the poll. All right, we'll do a 10-minute one. Start poll. Oh. Why is this not meeting the guidelines? Apparently, a-hole is not okay. There we go. Apparently, a-hole with the stars. Okay. Mobile is being the asshole. Yeah. Noel ate his body weight in nachos. That's great. Ooh, the Tigers won. Woohoo! Ooh, congrats, Ducky. Congrats. All right, let's read the next one. We got the poll going. You guys can submit your answers once you get a feel for it and decide if this person is or is not the a-hole. Don't let the screen decide your thing. Am I the asshole for having my neighbor's cars towed from my garage? My house is being built in a neighborhood that's a few years old. My lot is one of the few remaining lots, and there are occupied homes surrounding mine. The exterior is basically complete, and the contractors are in the process of putting up the drywall. After work the other night, I decided to drive out and inspect the work. Everything looked fine until I decided to check out my garage. When I opened the door, I saw 2 cars and a minivan parked inside my garage. I called the contractor to see if he knew anything about them, and he was as perplexed as I was. I guess that one of the neighbors decided to park their cars in my garage because there was a slight chance of hail that night. At first, I was just going to leave it alone, but the more I thought about it, the angrier I got. By the time I got to my car, I was steaming mad. So much so that I called a tow company and had them tow all 3 vehicles away. Hell yeah, I would too. Bye, GLG. See ya later. Drive safe. The next morning, my contractor called and told me the police was there to investigate the theft of the vehicles. I had them put the police on the phone and explained. Wait. The next morning, my contractor called me and told me the police was there to investigate the theft of the vehicles. I had them put the police on the phone and explained that I was the owner of the property, had the vehicles towed, and gave them the tow company information. My contractor told me that the owners of those vehicles were shouting and cussing them out until the police made them leave. I went by after work and a guy confronted me about being an ass for having their vehicles towed. He was shouting about how I ruined their day, oh, poor baby, because they missed work and their kids were late to school because of that. He also said it cost almost $1,000 to get all 3 vehicles back and that I'll be covering the cost. Bullshit. I told him good luck with that and that he's the ass for parking in my garage without my permission. We went back and forth until his wife came out and pulled him home. Some of the other neighbors came out to watch our argument, and afterwards some of them told me I was starting off on the wrong foot and should apologize to the guy. What? They said I should be more neighborly and understand that the neighbors help each other out. One said that I should have left a note instead of having them towed. It seems all my neighbors are against me. I can see their point, so maybe I overreacted. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe don't use somebody else. So I'm with you, Sabri. So okay. I'm kind of in 2 minds on this because yes, entitlement, 100%. There's no fucking way in hell that they should have parked their cars on a property that doesn't belong to them without permission. They were completely in the wrong. I also think that having them towed was maybe a little bit of an overreaction. Because that is a lot of money. I mean, I understand. I completely understand his actions. Like, totally. But I'm also like, maybe just tell them to get the cars the fuck out of there. And if they refuse, then have them towed. Like, warn them first. Like, tell them, get them out of my garage. I mean, fair, he probably didn't know whose cars they were. And also, like, if this is some kind of development, why don't they have their own garage? You know, why don't they park them in their own damn garage? I'm sure they have a garage. Oh, no, there's nothing wrong with it. Not at all. Like, but me personally, I would have found out whose cars they were and told them to get them the fuck out. And if they refused, then I would have had them towed. Aw, poor Tempest. But yeah, what do you guys think? Asshole or not the asshole? 4 people say no, not the asshole. Anybody else? We'll leave it up for a minute. Feel free to chime in. I would have towed them, and it's on the neighbor's fault. If they don't have a sense enough to park in their own property, then it's their fault. Some people are dense. Agreed. There does need to be. There is often in the Am I the Asshole, there is an option for like, everybody sucks here. Like, or like nobody's the asshole. So yeah. I mean, it's just everybody's preference on how you handle something like that. Like 100%, he was in the right to do whatever he felt was needed to remedy the situation because they were trespassing and had their shit on his property. You know, how everybody handles it is slightly different. Ryan, I wouldn't call them an asshole, but like they escalated way bigger than needed. Yeah, that's kind of my opinion. Like right away they escalated to like the drastic thing. Like I would have tried to ask nicely first. And if they were asshole, and then they responded in an asshole way, then I would have called the tow truck and said, "See you later." Ducky, I would have handed them a bill for my parking lot. Yes, you could totally like charge them like $20 for each vehicle for the parking fee. Cheaper than the $1,000, but it gets the point across. No garage, but in our driveway and in front of our driveway. Ooh, really, B? That's crazy. All right. Well, we're kind of slightly divided. I think most of us agree he's not the asshole and he was in the right, but divided on maybe the outcome or how to handle it. It's a good one. I like the ones that we have to discuss and aren't so cut and dry. It's a good one. Yep. My one neighbor has parties all the time. They feel entitled to park in our way. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I've had neighbors like that before. I have definitely had neighbors like that before. All right. Next one. We're going to end this poll. How do I end the poll early? Hold on. Here we go. End poll. New poll. All right. All right, I'm giving you more options. I hope you're happy. More options, Ryan. All right. All right, let's read the next one, guys. All right. Am I the asshole for telling my neighbor to move if he doesn't want to share the elevator with a dog? Edit. Well, let's start with edit at the top. I appreciate everybody's response. I posted this right before I went out and tried to. Okay, we'll read the edit after we read the rest of it. Okay. 27 female, live in a building that allows up to 2 dogs with no breed or weight restrictions. I have a 12-year-old Chiweenie, which I have one of those, and she's probably about that age, actually, who's nothing but sweet. She rarely barks and does good with everybody, including cats. I took the elevator so she could go on her walk, sit down on the sidewalk, basically, and this kid, 20-ish, was in there first. He asked me not to come in, but I told him we have every right to use the elevators and came in. He basically squished himself in the opposite corner, started shaking, and asked me to put her behind my legs because he's scared of dogs. I told him that if he's scared of dogs, he shouldn't live in a dog-friendly apartment. He stuttered out that he wasn't asking much of me. I told him that it's entitled to ask others to accommodate his triggers. What? All right, I can already see how this is going. But by the time this was over, he literally ran out of the elevator. This one lady working at the front desk asked me if everything was okay, and I told her he was being a baby over sharing an elevator with my 7-pound dog. She went, I don't want to get involved, but the next time something like that happens, please take the next elevator. I didn't want to get on the management's shit list, so I just nodded and walked away. I asked a few neighbors who have dogs, and they all said I was in the wrong and shouldn't have even gone in the elevator. I asked my friends and family, and everyone thought I was being rude. My aunt replied, it costs nothing to be kind to people despite what your generation seems to think. Ooh. Am I the asshole? I'm scared of spiders, but I don't make it everyone else's problem. Wow. Excuse me. Cough in my throat. I can already tell what I think. So I'm a dog lover. I'm a big time dog lover. But they're the asshole. They are big time the asshole. Yeah, and the generation card too. Yeah. So there are legitimately people who have deadly fear of dogs. I love dogs. I'm not scared of them. But there are people who have been attacked by dogs as children or as adults or whatever, and they are scared of dogs. You don't force them to be in a confined space with a dog, even a little teeny dog. And sometimes the teeny dogs are the most vicious can be. The kid, yes, clearly had a fear of dogs, and she's the asshole. 100%. 100%. That's something you're actually taught as a dog owner if you're doing your due diligence, that if you're going somewhere public with your dog, to not just bring your dog up to people randomly, especially if they're showing like fear of the dog, because somebody else's fear of your dog can trigger your dog to bad behavior. So you just avoid people, especially people who aren't wanting to be around your dog. It's just for one, it's common courtesy as a human being not to like, it's like somebody who's scared of water because they almost drowned as a kid. Let's just shove them in the pool. It's rude to not go in my pool at my pool party because you're scared of the water. Yeah, definitely the asshole. Entitled asshole. And I'm glad to see that everybody they asked, even the other dog owners in the building, felt the same way. Clearly, this person thinks the world revolves around them. Definitely the asshole. Well, the kid didn't have to say, I'm scared of dogs. They just asked if they could not get in the elevator with him, and you can usually infer that. But yes, the kid could have said, hey, please, I'm scared of dogs. Would you mind taking another elevator? But it's a kid, but I think they said they were like 20-ish. Yeah. Ducky says, OP is the asshole. Elevator person is just not smart for living in a dog-friendly apartment. I don't know about that. Like, you shouldn't have to, like, well, I guess on the one hand, yeah, if you're living in an apartment building that you know allows dogs and you're deathly afraid of dogs, you have to realize that you're probably going to see them on occasion. So, yeah, I can see that point. But on the other hand, it's like maybe that was the only apartment they could get. Maybe they didn't have a choice of where they were living because maybe their parents live there and they're living with their parents. Like maybe they don't have a choice. So in that case, it's not really their fault. But I don't know. All right. Lyndon says, I'm of the opinion that everyone sucks in this situation. Excuse me, elevator is a shared space. Elevator in a shared space are shared spaces. The kid could have been better about it, and she could have responded better. Yeah, that's a very good point as well. Yeah. Sabri says, like I said, it doesn't make them an asshole. They may not have had an option for that. Exactly. And B says, as a kid, I would have had them go ahead and wait for the next elevator ride. Yeah. Well, I think the kid did ask them not to take that elevator, and the lady at the desk told them to just take a different elevator next time, but she felt like she shouldn't have to. Yeah, you definitely don't always have your choice of places to live. That's right, Sabri. All right. How are we doing? It is now 10 o'clock. We have been doing this for 2 hours, you guys. Yeah, so when I was contemplating this, originally my stream was slated for 5 hours, and I'm like, that's a long time to read Reddit. And then I was thinking, so I changed it from 8 to midnight, and I'm like, that's even a long time as well. So what we might do is do Reddit, like on a Friday night, we might do Reddit for 2 hours and then maybe do games for the rest of the time. Like we might just hop into Minecraft or something. Just because, I don't know, reading Reddit and drinking for 4 hours seems like a long time. I mean, we could actually, I'll read a couple more. But I just don't know if I'm going to go the full 4 hours doing Reddit. But I do want to stream the full 4 hours. Just don't know if I'm going to do this whole time, because that would be a long podcast, and I don't want to have a 4-hour podcast. I mean, I know I'll be able to edit it down a bit, but maybe I might chop it up into smaller segments. I don't know. I'm also really warm. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, you guys, because we are 2 hours in. We're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to run to the bathroom. I'm going to turn up the air conditioning because I'm getting hot. Take it off. Little twerp. A game for in between posts. You know, that's actually a really good idea, Terry. And that, yeah, gives us a chance to break it up. You know, like some kind of like stream game. Like, you know, like we could do ducks or marbles or whatever. So I'll have to, another call. I'll have to get something planned for that next time, Terry. I don't have any of that set up at all. So I'm not really prepared for that, but that is a good, or a drinking game. Oh, that's a great idea, actually, Terry. Do we know any drinking games? Oh, it's been so long since I've actually partied and done drinking games. Like, when I used to party back in my 20s, and we would play drinking games. I remember we used to play this one card drinking game. And then we also played, what's that one card game? Not Apples to Apples, but the dirty one. I can't remember what that one's called. Ooh, trivia. Trivia is actually a genius idea. Cards Against Humanity. That's the one. Actually, trivia, I actually have it on my idea list to come up with a trivia game to play on stream. And that would be a really great one for these streams. Yeah, we got to do that. Okay. What am I doing here? I'm on Google. Trivia, stream trivia. Could we come up with some trivia stuff? Trivia Quest Netflix site. Ooh. Triviaverse. Live stream trivia game? What's this? Trivia game for live stream. Here we go. Add interactive trivia quiz game to your Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or Twitch live stream. Transform passive viewers into active players with both real-time interactive quiz that boost engagement. Woo! Here we go. Should we set this up on stream? Oh, it's got leaderboards and everything. Dang, pricing. Does this cost enough to taste basic functionality? What is this? Unlimited streams. 3 streams per month. Half-hour limit per stream. $20. That's expensive. I'm sorry. I ain't spending that for a stupid little trivia game. Exploding kittens? What is exploding kittens? Oh, hang on. Yeah, we'll definitely find some trivia and we'll bring it in. We'll bring it in a future stream for sure, for sure. But let's do a couple more Reddits and then we will maybe just wrap up with some. Actually, what we could do is it's kind of a community night. We could do like words with, or we could do like, does anybody want to do like, the hell is it? Golf with your friends or something? We could jump into a voice chat and play some golf or something else like that. Something chill we can drink with. You guys think about it. I'll find it. I will find another one. Okay, I think I did all the actual posts that you guys shared. Oh, this is a nice short one. Oh yeah, it's the same one. Oh, interesting, Lyndon. All right, let's hang on. Let me see what else I have on here. All right, let's do one with visuals. This is from subreddit 2 Hot Takes. I think somebody turned me on to this one. So they say, my best friend of over 8 years kicked me out of her wedding because I have a job. Am I overreacting? AIO. All right, so we have some screenshots of... I'm trying to get it centered, damn it. All right. Screenshots of their text messages. You love 2 hot takes? Great. All right. It's text message exchange. See, here's where I need like another voice to like hop in and do the other voice. But I suppose I can do like try to do different voices. But one thing I also do want to do in the future is if this is popular, if we get a lot of people who enjoy it, I want to eventually like maybe bring in occasionally bring in someone to do it with me. So like I can maybe bring in, like see if GLG wants to come in or, somebody else who will actually talk, Ducky. Maybe Terry would like to hop in and do a little collab with me doing some Reddit reading. Yeah, I could see Terry's interested. Definitely. Maybe get Sabri in here, Terry. Maybe Tempest wants to join us if he's not working sometime. Ryan, although Ryan is kind of a quiet guy too, but we'll have to maybe like I'll have to come up with like a list of folks to ask. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that would enjoy coming on the podcast and reading Reddit with me. It would probably be a lot more fun too with another person as well. Terry is not quiet. No, Terry is not quiet. And then maybe over time I'll like kind of get a sign up sheet or something if people want to do it. All right, so let's get back to this. So best friend of over 8 years kicked me out of her wedding because I have a job. Am I overreacting? Okay, so it looks like the gray is the friend and the blue is the poster, the original, the OP. So interesting, Lyndon. Good to know. Okay, so we start off with a text message. Can I ask why you weren't at the bridal shower today? Last we talked, you said you would be able to make it. No, I didn't. I worked until 4:30 yesterday. I was supposed to work from 7:30 to 3:30, but I had to stay until 4:30 because there's no coverage at my store. You definitely did. When I called you and told you the date for the first time, you asked what time of was and said you were glad it was in the I love how people can't type. And said you were glad it was in the morning because you didn't go to work until 4, so you would be able to make it. It would have been nice to have at least received a text saying you had to work and couldn't make it. Hang on. All right. Okay, it's always fun to read text messages. Okay, well, I don't remember ever having that conversation. And typically on Saturdays, I work at job 1, but was scheduled for job 2 instead. I told MOH. What's my MOH? Oh, maid of honor. I told the maid of honor when she asked if I was coming that it would depend when I got off work because I was scheduled until 3:30. And that's the only time I ever remember talking about the bridal party at all. I've been having a really bad memory lately because of everything going on, and I'm not saying I never had that conversation with you. I'm just saying I don't remember it. I told the maid of honor I wasn't sure if I'd make it, and when she told everyone that it was the last minute, and she understands if anyone can't come, but hope to see everyone. And I'm not going to lie, I'm getting very, very annoyed over this whole situation and how somehow I'm the bad guy in every situation. I have a lot going on right now, and I'm trying to be there as much as I can for you and keep on good terms with the maid of honor, but it feels like no matter what I do, I'm doing something wrong and making you or her upset. And I just can't win. Sorry I couldn't make it. I'll still be at the batch party. Oh, the bachelorette party. I thought it was supposed to be beach party. And the wedding. And I understand the bridal shower was important to you too, but I had to work and that's it. I don't know what I keep doing. So wrong that everyone mad at me when I'm literally just doing what I have to. Yeah, I love reading text messages. Why did I do this to myself? Who has 10 unread messages on their phone? Me, probably. And then there's the phone again. Okay. I'm sorry you're dealing with all this shit right now. I know what it is because I was literally 4 months postpartum and broke AF when I was in blank wedding, so I get trying to balance it all as a lot. What I don't get is why you couldn't switch shifts or call off. It kind of makes me feel like your job is more important than me. Especially since I had 2 baby showers in the past that you were invited to, but also missed because of work. These are all big life events for me. I would get it if it were a funeral. What? Or if you were out of the state or something, but shifts at work can be changed. I'm not trying to sound bitchy, just trying to say how it legitimately feels. And I realize now that you told the maid of honor about work, but it would have been nice to receive a text from you personally saying you couldn't make it, but happy bridal shower day or something. You got 16, huh? Oh, boy. Tell me you haven't had a job without telling me. I get it, but I can't call off or switch. I'm assistant manager of the store, for fuck's sake. And more than likely, I will be taking over the store as manager soon because the current manager was caught stealing money. So I have a lot going on. If I were to call off, I would have more than likely lost my job. I can't switch shifts with anybody because it's only me and the manager have store keys, and he's not allowed to open anymore, so I have to be here. Like I said, I'm sorry I couldn't be there, and I understand it's important to you, but I'll still be there for the two big events. The wedding party and the bachelorette party. I can't do anything about my work schedule at the moment, and I just have to deal with that. Oh. All right. So when was this? This was one day, and I'm trying to figure out the dates here. Hey, so I've been thinking a lot today, and totally get that life has been busy, but it feels like like being in the wedding is much more of a chore than a celebration for you. I value our friendship and I'd rather have you attend as a guest and enjoy yourself without the added stress. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. Oh, bitch. I just wanted someone who's genuinely excited to stand by my side on my special day. Blank just bought a house, blank is having a baby, and blank is getting married, yet they all have shown me that even with new responsibilities, our friendship remains a priority and find or make time to be at special events for me. If I'm being honest, I'd rather lose my job. I'd rather lose my job for supporting a friend than keep it and miss out on important moments. I still love you and not pissed, but it's hard for me and hurts when it sounds like being in my wedding seems like an obligation or an inconvenience to you rather than a blessing and fun. I hope this doesn't make you hate me because I still want to be friends and I don't want someone to stand up at the altar with me that doesn't make me a priority in their life. Wow. Wow. Holy crap. All right. I'm sorry. Friends are friends.
There I go. Just saving slings back again.
Hi, Cammie. I can't hear, but I want to say bye. Thanks, sweetie. Love you. She can't hear. Tell her I love her, chat. Tell her I love her. Oh, what does B say? I got kicked out of a wedding because I couldn't afford the dress, and the bride got mad and said I was prioritizing my kids getting Christmas gifts and not their wedding. Oh my gosh. That is toxic as shit. Oh, funny. Hi, Cammie. Yeah, I was actually kicked out of a wedding once too. So it was a close friend I had in high school. Rhonda. Kind of thinking back on it now, she's kind of a bitch. But she was getting married and I had to work for the rehearsal dinner and I couldn't get on work. And she's like, you have to be there. And I'm like, I can't get out of work. So yeah, I had to work too. And I was I think I was like 19 at the time. I had no money and I could barely afford the bridesmaid's dress. So that night at the because I couldn't make it, she called me up that next morning and said, I've replaced you as a bridesmaid. I need your dress. And she wouldn't pay me for the dress either. She didn't pay me for the dress. So she came and got the dress from me, gave it to somebody else to take my place. I'm like, wow, that's real sweet. Thanks for understanding. It's like, I'm a freaking bridesmaid. What do I got to do? Walk down the aisle and stand up front. Whoop-de-doo. Not like the maid of honor or anything. Yeah. I can't imagine that you're no longer friends, B, with that person. I'm no longer friends with Rhonda either. Saber says, never been in a wedding, anybody's wedding but my own. Lyndon says, I've been to 2 weddings, my aunt's and my older cousin's wedding. Nice. Yeah, I was a bridesmaid in my sister's first wedding, and I was going to be a bridesmaid in her second wedding, but they decided to elope instead of get married after I bought the bridesmaid's dress. So that was great. That was a wasted like $200. Fucking I think I ended up selling that dress or donating it or something. What a waste. Anyway. What is Reddit? We haven't been reading the Reddit comments. We really should, because sometimes the comments are just as good. I'd rather quit my job than not be a bridesmaid. What the actual fuck is this woman smoking? Okay, we need to start reading the comments, you guys. Jinxie Meiji says, I would rather get a second job than be most people's bridesmaid, especially nowadays. I watch my niece going on all these bachelorette trips, her boyfriend on bachelor trips. They're in the thick of their late 20s. Last year, they only took weekend trips together due to all the weddings and bachelor trips. So who cares? Oh, yeah. The way people turn into psychos about their weddings, it should be studied. That's the name, Army of Skanks. Wow, I thought that said sharks at first, but Skanks is pretty good too. This one. Yep, my wedding is the most important day of your life, not mine. My brother had the best wedding of all time. The little shit told us 2 weeks beforehand. Only had his and his bride's siblings there. Then we all went out to an early dinner at a normal restaurant and went back to his place to watch football. I'm not even telling people about my wedding. They're all invited to my engagement party. Only people who know is my totally not a fiance and best friend. We're getting engaged late next year. Stupid. Lose your entire livelihood for me. As far as I can see, she doesn't care that you have a life. Also, the conversation needed to be had over voice, not text. I do agree with that. Some people are just so... yeah, non-confrontational. I mean, I'm the same way too. I don't like confrontation either, but sometimes you just have to like freaking pick up the phone and just talk. Because a lot of times people will back off from being such a bitch when they have to do it, when they actually have to speak it out loud. No, the first one I was a bridesmaid, and well, it was kind of a wasted dress because I never wore it again, but yeah, I bet she's fun as well, B. Had my aunt as matron of honor, and all I asked that she be in something purple. Nice. B, you would have had animal turds sent to her in the mail. Yes. Oh, so good. So good. Dun, dun, so good. I got you. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Let's find another one. No, let's skip the underage girl talk. Let's not go there. My mom skipped my wedding to go on vacation with her boyfriend. Am I the asshole for breaking up with my boyfriend because he's too clingy? What is this one? Nah. Oh, this one looks good. Let's do the top of last month and go down top of last month. Let's go back to Am I the Asshole? Best hot. How do I do last month? I don't know how to browse Reddit. Legit don't. Controversial. So since you do it weekly. Ah, true. Go to the top. Okay, I'm at the top. I feel like I'm slouching. My back hurts. Am I the asshole for banning users with scam links and other domains mostly bots use? Nope, I do it too. If you're an asshole, so am I. Okay, what am I doing? Drop down and click top. Top. Okay, top. What's the difference between top and best? Top rated, maybe? Oh, and then this week. Okay, we'll do this week. All right. Ooh. You don't have any DUIs and drive less. Oh, that's an ad. Stupid. Sorry. Ew. For my stepsister's accident. Ooh. Okay, we gotta read this one. Am I the asshole for removing the ladder on my bunk bed so my niece can't... Tell me this isn't like a nasty thing. Okay, I don't think it is. I don't want anything to like underage stuff like that. I don't think that's what this is though. Okay. So am I the ass? I think it's just like somebody's being annoying. All right. Am I the asshole for removing the ladder on my bunk bed so my niece can't get to me? So my sister, female 24, just moved back home with her husband and their daughter 5 and their son less than 1. My sister was able to convince my parents to make me, female 15, share my bedroom with her daughter because she and her husband would already be sharing a bedroom with their baby. Fair enough. Not fun, but you know, sometimes when you're a kid, you got to suck it up and share bedrooms with your siblings or apparently nieces or nephews. She also wanted us to switch bedrooms too because my bedroom is her old bedroom and a lot larger than the spare room, which was my old bedroom. My parents at least said no to that. We ended up having my bed replaced with bunk beds so it wouldn't be too crowded. I sleep on the top bunk, and my niece started in the middle of the night climbing up into my bed to sleep with me because she was scared. Aw. I guess she gets scared a lot at night, but more here, well, probably because it's a strange place and her life is being uprooted, but more here and will go to sleep with her parents when she's scared. She's also too scared to go down the hallway to her parents' room because she has to go past the big dark windows in the hallway and past the staircase, which is scary because it's a dark hole. I can see that. How old is she again? She's 5. Okay. They tried putting in nightlights, but it made it worse. Oh. I usually sleep deeply, so I don't notice her getting in, but I wake up sometimes after she crawls in because it gets really hot, and she's kind of gross because she's sticky with sweat, and I just don't like it. That's totally fair. So I realized I don't need the ladder to get to the top bunk and ended up using a screwdriver to remove the ladder from the bunk bed so she can't get to me. I guess she hadn't been sleeping well since I removed the ladder because the school got involved about her being tired all the time, and they got in trouble. My sister thinks I'm being petty and I can't just suck it up and let her sleep with me if she's scared. I still don't want to, though. Oh my gosh. Ooh, that's a tough one. What do you guys think? What would you do? Let's see what the... Not the asshole. No. Yeah, I don't know. I can totally understand not wanting a little kid sleeping. I mean, if you're 15, you don't want to... Yeah. Yep, agreed, Ducky. Maybe the kid needs to sleep in the parents' room for a while, at least until she adjusts, maybe. B says, as an auntie, I say not the asshole. Yep. Not the asshole. You're 15, but still legally a child, too. You shouldn't be responsible for a child that isn't yours. Amen. Tell your parents that that your needs and your ability to sleep at night are also important and that your tiredness is impacting your schooling and ability to concentrate, too. And it's time to revisit the sleeping arrangements as it's not working. Also telling them that having a 5-year-old climbing ladders in the middle of the night in the dark without some kind of supervision is incredibly unsafe for the 5-year-old and this needs to be changed immediately. I don't know what that. I mean, it's not like they're climbing a 15-foot ladder. It's 3 feet off the floor. They probably wouldn't crack their head open if they fell off. You need your bedroom back, and your sister and her partner can sleep with and look after their own kids. I do agree with that part. Yeah. If the parents weren't around, I agree, Ryan. It would probably be different. Yeah. Then you would probably. But the parents are, as Ducky said, need to parent. B says maybe your sister should jump in her sister's bed. Maybe her sister should jump in her sister's bed and say she's scared and see how she likes it. Yeah. Yes, agreed, Sim. There's definitely seems to be a little bit more going on than just, hey, there's a monster under my bed. Especially if it's that often. Maybe, like whatever's going on that caused them to have to move. Did they say what? My sister and her husband moved back home. So obviously there's shit going on that caused them to have to move back home, whether it's money issues or who knows. It's definitely something that might be bothering the daughter that maybe she should, make her sister sleep in the bottom bunk. But then she with her daughter. Yeah. If the kid is scared, then the mom should come in and sleep with the daughter. Yeah. Very true. Very true. All right, let's see. OP should frame it like this. Okay, sis, you can absolutely have your room back, the bigger room. And with all your newfound space, you have the room to parent your 5-year-old at 3 a.m. instead of forcing a child-free high school student with enough stress about the future to lose sleep doing your job. You wanted a bigger room, and you can have it, and everything that comes with it, up to and most definitely including your child. Cheers. That's a good one. Yeah, I'd say give them the bigger room then. And put the bunk bed in there. Oh, that's funny. We're pouring another drink, people. All right. All right, let's find another one. I want the am I overreacting one. Do I not have that one saved? I am not in this one. Got it. Do you guys like my username? Go swim with sharks is my username. Am I overreacting? My ex asked me to cut her grass, and my girlfriend went crazy when I showed her the messages. Am I overreacting if I'm mad at her for this? All right, we got to read this. This sounds juicy. This was posted 4 hours ago. All right, we're reading this. Hang on. Oh, you can't see it? Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, it's off the side of the screen that's not showing. Okay. Am I overreacting? My ex made me cut her grass and my girlfriend went crazy when I showed her the messages. Am I overreacting if I'm mad at her for this? Earlier, my ex asked me to cut her grass for her. We have 2 kids together and they were my high school sweetheart. We broke up over a year ago and I've been dating my girlfriend for a little over a year now. We broke up over a year ago and I've been dating my girlfriend for a little over a year now. So you moved on quick. Clearly you moved on quick. Or maybe there was a little overlap. I don't know. Maybe that's why you broke up. My girlfriend has always had a thing against her. They've never met or talked yet. Neither wants to. I showed her the messages before I decided to go minimize any problems if I do go. When my girlfriend sees it, she flips out and says, I don't need to go over there. I'll go do it myself. Eventually, I say, fuck it and don't go. Am I overreacting if I'm pissed because I think she's jealous? Honestly, the new girlfriend being jealous that you're making time to help out an ex is completely normal. Completely normal. Especially if they're your high school sweetheart. We all know that someone's first love or like somebody they had kids with or have a lot of history with, especially someone they don't hate, you know, they you're always kind of worried that maybe they are still holding a torch for them a little bit, especially depending on why they broke up. So a lot of times if you're the new woman, you may have that insecurity that oh, maybe he's not over her, he would want her back someday, you know, especially if you're not a super secure woman. Coming from a woman who's not super secure, I know how this feels. Yeah. If it was about the kids, then I can totally understand doing something to help, you know, if it helps the kids or something like that. If you're in a good, you know, because both of my parents are divorced, and my dad and my mom did not have a good relationship coming out of their divorce. However, my stepmom that my dad married and her ex-husband had a good relationship after they divorced, still were amicable, and actually her ex-husband and my dad, her new husband, got to be pretty good friends, and they would do stuff together and stuff like that. So it really depends on the nature of the relationship too. I don't know. Well, let's see what the text message says, because this is between these text messages. Is this going to show yeah. This is going to show, this is a conversation between the guy and the ex. Say, okay. So it says, okay, but we didn't stop by. Are you going to come cut my grass? I got $15 for you. Eye emoji. You got cash? No. What? I got $15 for you, but I don't have cash. What were you going to pay him $15 with? A blowjob? Yeah. You know what? I'll do it if you buy the Power Ranger bundle for Aiden. Been asking since it came out. Venmo. Oh, Venmo. You know, I forget that you can do that nowadays. Like, legit. Like, I am so old. I always forget about Venmo and stuff like that. How much is that again? He showed me, but I can't remember. It's $22. That's fine. Whenever you're ready. Wait, is that it? I thought there was more text messages. Is that it? That is what we were freaking out about? This was 4 hours ago. It was posted 4 hours ago. So your new girlfriend is jealous about this. Okay, that's bullshit. Yeah, this is nothing to be jealous. Like, I don't even know why he showed her this unless he said, I'm going to go cut her grass. And she said, why? And then he showed her the text message. Yeah, there's definitely more to this. There must be some kind of history going on here. I don't like Reddit posts that just give a very narrow view of what's happening and don't give context and don't give any history at all. Yeah, it's definitely got there's something more to it. Yeah, definitely got to be more. I stay out of my boyfriend's business with his ex and kids. I'm just the girlfriend. We're not married. I trust him not to betray me, and I let him handle her BS. Also, I don't cut her grass. Don't cut her grass. Keep it to the kids only. That's fair. Be respectful about your current relationship. You know what? I can agree with that. It's one thing to like do something, have it involve the kids, but when you're just doing something for her to keep, so she doesn't have to cut her grass, that's maybe getting a little bit too involved, especially if your girlfriend is sensitive about it. I would say, yeah. There's three sides to everything: yours, theirs, and the truth. Consent. Yeah, that's so true. That's why sometimes I do have issues with some of these Reddits, because it's like, yeah, the situation as you're describing it sounds shitty, and the other person does sound like an asshole. But we're only hearing your perspective. You might be totally construing this way out of proportion of what it actually is, and you might actually be the asshole. So it's like, you can only go off of what they tell you and just take it as a grain of salt and not as, gospel truth. Yep, there's definitely more to the story. So this, hang on. Woa X3 is the poster. Did they give us any context later? All right, moving on. Am I overacting? Coworkers got me a gift after I bought my car. I don't think I want to know. I don't think I want to know. Oh. Uh-oh. This one's 11 hours ago. Am I overreacting for finding this in my boyfriend's room and freaking out? He says he doesn't know where it came from. Ruh-roh, Raggy. That's absolutely true. Sabri says it's also sometimes funnier when they make themselves out to be the asshole by their choice of words. For sure. That's from a strip of them. Yeah, right? All the perforations. Yep. Condom. I found this wrapper in my boyfriend's room. He says it's not a condom, but Google search says it is. Oh, yeah, I did probably Google image search. I trust him, but Occam's razor says the most likely it's just a condom. He says, regardless, it's just from under the carpet when he was cleaning, which is believable. Nope, I don't think I believe it. I think it's a condom wrapper. I think he's been messing around. We need more context. Absolutely. I don't really care, but that's definitely a condom wrapper. Oh, yeah. Oh, Tempest would know. Tempest says, yeah, I know. It's a condom wrapper. He knows from experience. He probably has a whole strip of them in his bedside drawer. Yeah, exactly, Sabri. He swept it under the... Oh my God, B. That deserves to be posted. He swept it under the rug. Oh my gosh. Do the coffee one. Ooh. The coffee one? What's the coffee one? Do you have a link to it, Terry? Story of my liar boyfriend. Ooh. Oh, is it this one here? Am I overreacting for asking my wife to stay? Okay. I'm assuming this is the one. Okay. All right. Am I the asshole for asking my wife to stay at her mom's after I caught her putting something odd in my coffee? Oh, this is from 5 days ago. Okay. Get out, bitch, if you're trying to poison me. No, I haven't been in a relationship where I needed them for a few years. Yeah. Don't exactly have the ladies coming and going, well, Tempest, you need to get yourself back on Tinder, baby. Now that you're single. You could have those ladies coming and going if you wanted to, All right. Let's find out what's going on with the coffee. Too much trouble. So true. So true. Honestly, it ain't worth the hassle to freaking casual hookup every other night. Ugh. Too much work. Huh? You found your dragon on what's POF? Not enough time in the day. Oh, yeah. Can you imagine having to chat with all those chicks and try to get one to? Yeah. You met your hubby on Tinder? No way. My friend Dazza from New Zealand, she also met her significant other that she's getting married to on Tinder as well. They were just going to hook up and they ended up hitting it off. So, oh, plenty of fish. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I've tried. I think the last one I tried was Bumble. Was it Bumble a couple years ago? I think I was on Hinge and Bumble briefly, like 2 years ago. And I went on 2 dates. And I'm like, nah. I think I've shared about one of the dates in here. I may have shared about the other date as well. Yeah, let's just say Slingham knows how to attract the high quality men. Mm-hmm. Not so much. Fair enough, Tempest. Met my husband on a non-dating social media site. He's seen my picture and suggestions, and he searched for all afternoon to find my... Aw, that's adorable, B. No, I don't know. Like, it just feels like... I don't know. I don't like the vibe of meeting people on dating sites. It's like I was also talking to another guy who lived like, I don't know, 45 minutes or so away from me. And we talked for like over a month. And I kept bringing up like meeting for a date or something. And he's just like, yeah, we definitely need to do that. Yeah. And then I'm like, so... And he never actually planned a date. So clearly he wasn't that gung-ho to actually meet up. Aw. That's nice. Dating sites always give serial killers to you? I met a couple asshole hookups on FooBar. Is FooBar a dating site too? Well, like a hookup site? Lyndon's tried Hinge, Bumble, and Boo. I've never even heard of Boo. I didn't go on any dates, just too busy with college. Last relationship I met off Tinder, and it was good, but here we are. Guess I was wrong. Aw. Well, B definitely has the one. She's the B. I'm assuming. Wait, B, are you? Why? Do I know what your pronouns are? B, are you she, her? I'm trying to remember if I knew that at all. They, them. I can't. She, her. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. I just from like as much as we've talked and stuff, I think I assumed that's what your pronouns were, but I realize now that I don't think I'd ever asked or you've never said, but good to know. All right. We talked the night before he came out. And we've been together ever since. BCB has like the happily ever after story we all want to have, from meeting somebody like that online. We all want that happily ever after story, but the sad thing is they're very rare, and B is incredibly lucky. We've only been apart for 4 days our whole relationship. He's my dragon and I'm his penguin. Aw. Funny story, says Lyndon. My mom met my sister's boyfriend before my sister met her boyfriend. So did she introduce them? Did your mom introduce your sister and her boyfriend? There is someone for everyone. Yes, we can always hope. It's an adult social media site. Don't even know if it's still around. Oh, wait. FooBar? Okay. I'm assuming it's like, is it like for kinky adult stuff? Like kind of like FetLife? I have heard of FetLife, Tempest. Yes. I also have heard of Adult Friend Finder, I think, is one somebody told me about. My friend's mom married her son's father. Whose son's father? I'm confused. That one is making me confused. I don't know why my brain is having a hard time wrapping around that. My friend's mom married her son's father. His son is also his step-grandson. Oh. Are they their own grandma? Lovely. All right, let's read this one. The coffee one that Terry recommended. Am I the asshole for asking my wife to stay at her mom's after I caught her putting something odd in my coffee? I'm 46 male. I, 46 male, am really shaken and need advice to know if I went too far. My wife is 49 female, and I have been married for 4 years, together for 7. She's always been so kind, always making my morning coffee. We've had a good life together. English isn't my first language. I speak it well, but sometimes I struggle to explain feelings, so bear with me. For the past few weeks, I've been feeling off after drinking my coffee. Dizzy, nauseous, sometimes my hands shake. I thought maybe it's work stress or something I ate. But 2 days ago, I came home early and saw my wife in the kitchen dropping some kind of powder into my coffee mug from a small, unmarked vial. Oh. It wasn't sugar or creamer. It looked strange, like medicine or worse. When she saw me, she slipped the vial into her pocket and said it was just a new coffee mix. Okay, dude, run for the fucking border. But her voice was shaky and she wouldn't look at me. Yup. Definitely busted. Tempest, I do have a FetLife account, but I rarely go there. There's a lot of trash. I'm sure there's a lot of bots and phishing on there as much as there is on other sites. I would be interested to read Tempest's FetLife profile, wouldn't you guys? Right, B? Do they have insurance? Do they have like a big life insurance policy? Ugh. That evening, I asked her calmly to tell me what it was that she put in my coffee. She says it was a natural supplement to help me feel better, but she wouldn't say what it was or why there was no label. I got scared. Those symptoms I've been having aren't normal, and she's never hidden things before. Stupid hair. I told her I need space to think and asked her to stay at her mom's for a few days. She got upset, started crying, and said I was overreacting and breaking her trust. She left last night, and now she's texting me saying it was nothing harmful. I'm making a big deal of it. If it was nothing harmful, tell him what it was. Show him it. Let him get it tested. If it wasn't harmful, she would just show him. She would just show him. Hey, Troj. Yeah, so Tempest was we were talking about online dating and like Hinge and Bumble and all those stuff, and Tempest was telling us he has a FetLife profile, and I'm like, I gotta read that profile. Dude, Tempest, you need to send us screenshots. DM me screenshots and we'll check out your profile. We'll do a profile assessment for you, Tempest, and see why you're not getting any quality chicks. We'll give you some tips on how to boost up your profile. Actually, we could totally do that. If anybody has like an online dating profile they want to like get some advice on, well, I'll totally look at it. We'll put it up on stream. There's not much on it, but sure. Oh, hell yeah. Lyndon. No, he was one of the staff working at... Wait. What am I missing? Oh, my sister's boyfriend. Okay. Yeah, but your sister... Yeah. He was one of the staff working at the bookstore the very day my parents and sister went to that bookstore. My mom was looking for a specific book, and he happened to be the staff that helped her find it. It wasn't. Okay. Sister happened to get a copy of one of the staff-picked books, which is his staff pick. And my sister and he matched on Hinge like a month. See, that's like the happily ever after meet cute stories that Damn it, I want one of those. Sling don't need screenshot. She just needs to log in. Hey, I do not have a FetLife account, all right? Yes, very, very wholesome. Look, Troj, look. I might have had a profile on Adult Friend Finder once upon a time in my 20s, but I do not anymore. Yet. It's true. I might get desperate. I might just need to go look for a not a sugar daddy. What am I thinking of? A master. Anyway, let's finish the story. Yes, we need to vet these people. Indeed we do. Booty. Well, I could always use some booty. I got plenty of booty. I got booty to spare, but I wouldn't mind getting some booty as well. She literally asked him, were you working at X location on Y day? He said, yeah, why? She went, oh my God, you met my mom before I met you. That is so adorable, Lyndon. That is adorable. Adorable. All right, let's continue the story. Okay. She got upset, started crying, said I was overreacting, breaking her trust, blah, blah, blah. She left that night. That's where we left off. Now she's texting me saying it was nothing harmful. I'm making a big deal out of it. I kept the vial, but I'm too nervous. How did you get the vial? I thought it was in her pocket. She must have given it to him. We're missing a little context here, guys. I'll forever tease him about it. I kept the vial, but I'm too nervous to test it. I love her. She's my everything, but I'm scared she might be putting something bad in my coffee. I'm sorry. You can love somebody, but if you think they might be poisoning you, they don't love you. You need to get it tested, dude. Love does not overcome poison. Am I overreacting for asking her to leave? I can't sleep. I keep checking locks on the door, feeling paranoid in my own house. Please tell me if I'm wrong here. We have a couple updates. Oh my gosh, we have several updates. Update. Thank you all for your response. You guys really helped me clear my head. I was hesitant, but I called 911 and they said they'll look into it. I'm feeling worse each day, dizzy, weak, and my stomach's still off. So I'm heading to the hospital today to get it checked out. My wife keeps texting, begging to come back and saying it was just herbal energy boost she found online. But she still can't explain why she hid it. I told her to stay at our mom's until I know more. I'm scared and exhausted, but I'll keep you all updated when I get answers. Oh my gosh. Update. Hey everyone, I'm at the hospital. Sorry for not keeping y'all updated. I'm not really feeling very well right now. Thanks so much for your comments and supports. The doctors ran some tests and said there's something off in my blood work, but they don't know exactly what yet. They're sending samples to a lab. It'll take a couple days to get results. They told me to stay here for observation because my symptoms, dizziness, nausea, shaking, so it's gotten worse very quick. I gave the vial to the police when they stopped earlier and they're testing it. They didn't say much, but their serious faces freaked me out. We're having two separate conversations, Troj. We're trying to read this post, but we also got off on a tangent about online dating and fetish dating sites. So, as someone very vanilla, I'm confused by lots in this chat. Yep, you're so vanilla, Troj. Love does not overcome poison. Agreed, Ducky. Agreed. Not unless you're Snow White. That's good. That's good. Okay. My wife keeps calling and texting, sobbing, saying she's so sorry. It was just some herbal, blah, blah, blah. From a friend to help me. Help you what? What? Were you like, okay, you're in your 40s, right? 46 male. Maybe it was supposed to be an herbal, like, little blue pill, and maybe if she got it on Temu or Alibaba, maybe it was poisoned. Who knows? Like maybe it wasn't what it was supposed to be. No more than I have never been on a date. Aw, Lyndon, you're young. You will date. Don't worry. You will date. I'm so vanilla they call you ice cream. Oh shit. Excuse me. Sorry, that was the sneeze. Yep, you're very, very vanilla Troj. Sim, we probably know better than that. Yep. Yeah, maybe it's a boner. Like maybe it's some like. So he said he's not native English speaker. So maybe like, so I know like in Asian cultures, they have a lot of natural remedies. Like you can go to some shops and get like powdered seahorse for virility or something. Maybe it was something like that. Maybe it was innocent, but maybe it was like tainted with something, or maybe it was like not what it claimed to be. X to doubt. Everybody put X's in chat. We all doubt. We all doubt Troj is so very innocent. Or yes, B, maybe it was strychnine. Maybe it was actually poison. We definitely don't know. And this was 5 days ago. So there could be more updates. You need to call the police. Yeah. Even if it's herbal, hiding it makes it shady. Agreed. Like, if it was something to make him more hard or virile or whatever, I can understand that maybe that she wouldn't want to tell him to make him feel bad, you know? Like, oh, apparently I'm not pleasing you in bed enough, honey, and I can understand, like, maybe hiding that. But if your husband throws you out because he thinks you're poisoning him, then tell him. Then you would tell him. Then you would say, honey, I gave it to you because I wanted you to last longer or something. Cusco's poison, and screw you, Troj. You can be offended all you want. It is way too sus, Sim. Agreed. It's way too sus. Way too sus. Sharknado Bot apparently is agreeing. I'm not sure why. Oh, wait. Oh, thank you, Sabri. So that's really weird. In the pop-out chat from StreamerBot, it shows Sharknado Bot doing the 10 out of 10 emote, but not the rest of the saying. That's so weird. StreamerBot can be funny sometimes. My ex slipped me probiotics and got me hospitalized. Oh my gosh. I was on multiple immunosuppressants. I have lupus and was newly diagnosed trying to get my disease under control, and was also on an antibiotic to treat a UTI. My UTI ended up becoming a severe kidney infection, and my lupus medication suddenly became way less effective, and we couldn't figure out what was going on. My ex-friend admitted that my ex had been slipping me probiotics because he was trying to punish me for stupid shit. Oh my God. He thought they'd just make me gassy like they did him. Instead, I had a nice 5-day stay in the hospital where I got pumped full of medications to get anything under control. It's fine, though. He shit himself while he was in the car with the woman he was cheating on me with after he ran out of probiotics and didn't pick any more up. That's what you get, bitch. Karma had my back. So was your ex slipping you probiotics while you were still together? Or after you broke up just to get back at you? That one needs more context too. Interesting. You know, Troj, that Sabri, she takes care of you. She sends you Tim Tams. She gives you gift subs. That Sabri is just a gem. Oh my gosh. Are you guys starting a hype train when my alerts are off? Such a bunch of shitheads. Thank you, Terry, for gifting a sub to Jolly. Is Jolly watching? Aw, thank you, Terry. Well, we have a level 1 hype train, even though you can't hear it, guys. I'm sorry. Here. Let me do the song. What is the song I have for my hair? Come on, ride the train. Everybody, come on, ride the train. Yes, Sim, you guys are my favorite shitheads in all of the world. Mm-hmm. So it's very chill music. Mm-hmm. All right. That was an interesting one. Love Train. I don't think I know that one. Let's go back to... Am I not part of the actual... Let's go to relationship advice. This one's always pretty good. You guys, stop with the bit. Stop. Thank you so much, guys. Yes, if Jolly is watching, and I see you are, Jolly, thank you for hanging out and and hi. I figured you'd just be watching on Terry's computer. All right. What do we got here? Let's sort this by top in the last week. My husband says he can't cope with my period. Oh, we got to read this one. It's probably going to be gross, but we got to read it. Also, we have an 18-year age gap here. Dude's robbing the cradle. Dude is robbing the cradle. Holy shit. Terry. After consulting that profile, there isn't anything on it that's even relevant anymore, except that I'm a dom and a rigger, but that's it. All right, fine. Is there any pictures we can look at least? Yeah, that's right. It's private. You don't have to share it. It's fine. I just thought it would be fun. But I appreciate it. I appreciate you being willing to share it. I do. More bits. No more bits. Ducky, he was just gonna share his profile from Doms R Us or whatever the hell that website was. I don't know. I don't remember now. Okay, let's read this one. It's short and sweet. Okay, 48 male husband says to me, 38 female, he can't cope with my period. My immediate answer to him was don't. He looks baffled as it seems he was ready to go into details. A little backstory. Last month I had the flu, my period, and a UTI, 2 antibiotics, all at the same 4-day span. It was exhausting and I was bedridden. I didn't ask him for anything at the time. We were staying at a 5-star all-inclusive resort. I think we know why they're together. This age gap tells me that he's paying for the 5-star all-inclusive resort. Probably. We were staying at a 5-star all-inclusive resort, part of a 2-week holiday, and he was spending most of his time with our son. I didn't ask him to do anything for me during my period, but he seems to dislike me expressing any human needs. I said to him he lacks empathy for me and doesn't view me as a human. He did not deny. How would other women out there respond if their man said this to them or made them feel like their monthly period is too much to handle? Wow. All right. First of all, grow the fuck up, dude. I'm guessing that his previous relationships he was probably the same way with. What do you guys think? All right. Hype train over with. Thank you guys for all the biddies and for the subs. I appreciate it. Ducky, thank you for the bits as well. And Terry and Ducky and Sim and Sabri for the gift sub and Terry for the gift sub. Thank you guys all for the support. Oh, I'm sure you should sign. The fact that they have such an age gap, it's clear that they probably have money. meaning he probably has money, and that might be a little bit as to why she might be with him with that big of an age. I mean, I'm judging. But you know what? We're here to judge. That's why we're doing this. We're here to read and we're here to judge. Should we see what Reddit has or what the comments have to say? Because usually they're way, way more judgy than we are. Imagine being nearly 50 and still being a whiny little Suki Baba. Suki Baba. What? I don't know what a Suki Baba is, but I wholeheartedly agree. Husband is a whiny little Suki Baba. Oh, man. Oh, Tempa sent me a Discord. Ooh. Oh. No, I won't share that. Don't worry about it. I will read it more later.
Why is it spicy?
Whoa. Peppers, you scared the shit out of me. How you doing, Pep? Oh, right. The whinging, regretful, fractious child with a bottom lip that wobbles at the first sign of things not going their way. Oh, is that a little whiny little Suki Baba? I love it. Is my music? What is going on with my music? Hello, Spotify. What is Spotify doing? Hello, Spotify. What's happening? Oh, Saber's got one. Am I the asshole for having alcohol at a barbecue? Okay. Okay, my Spotify is really... Did I get through the whole playlist maybe? Maybe that's why it's... Maybe? All right, hang on. There we go. We got music back. I think it reached the end of the playlist and I didn't realize it. How's Peppers doing, by the way? Needs to grow a pair. Ooh. We have been going on like 3 hours. I mean, I'm cool with keeping it going. Why not? We got it. I could do it for another hour. I'm definitely gonna have to edit this down quite a bit. Like, I'll probably edit out a lot of the discussions, not all of the discussions in between, but probably a lot of them that like don't pertain to the topics. You know, like I might have to edit out the I don't know. We'll see if if the side discussions are entertaining, I'll leave them in. But if they're like, you know, I'll use my judgment. Kiss your sass, Ducky. I will kiss your sass all day long. Okay. How much did I have in this when I started, you guys? How much did I have in this? Do you guys remember how much I had in this bottle when I started? It is now right here. So it's like just under half. I don't even feel buzzed. I feel more like I'm going to have a heartburn in a couple hours, but I really don't feel buzzed. So maybe we'll stop watering it down with Monster. Yeah, I think it was more like 2/3 or maybe even 3/4. I don't know. Oh, now it's down. All right, let's read this one. It's nice and short and sweet. Probably like 3/4. Yeah. Okay. Am I the asshole for having alcohol at a barbecue? My cousin's husband is an alcoholic. Your cousin husband is. Okay. I have known him since high school and never really been a big fan of his. He does not like me. Wow, I can read. He does not like me either. He's told me many times. Wow, that's nice. He's always been a stupid drunk, gets into fights, etc., and his drinking got to an uncontrollable point, which made him have to go to rehab, but he left after a week or so of rehab. Oh. Fast forward to last week, my cousin's mom was having a barbecue and invited the whole family. Some of us, including my cousin's brother, brought beer. My cousin got upset that we brought alcohol since her husband was there. She got more upset that we drank it instead of taking it back to our cars. Now, honestly, I did not think he was going to be there since I thought he was still away, but I told her that he should have known there would be alcohol here and that his sobriety is not our responsibility. My wife told me I would feel differently if I actually liked the guy. Am I the asshole? Edit. I want to add that the host was okay with people bringing alcohol to the barbecue. Huh. What do we think? Oh, what's happening in chat? It is very sweet, Tempest. It's like next time I buy one, I'm going to buy one that's less sweet. Ducky just got a new mattress and it's making your back feel better. Thank you. It has so much to do with the topic that we're discussing. Not the asshole. Everyone says not the asshole. Yeah, I agree too. Definitely not the asshole. Like, it would be different if you had a good relationship with the guy. Like, if you liked the guy, if you guys got along decently and you wanted to really support him, you might actually feel differently about it. You may be like, oh, let's not bring alcohol. I really want to have so-and-so here. I want to support his sobriety. But the fact that A, you guys don't like each other. B, you didn't think he was going to even be there. B, he's a dick anyway. And C, like at a barbecue. Yeah. And I agree with what they said. Like, it's kind of normal depending on your culture, where type of part of the country you live in. Usually at barbecues, especially in like Wisconsin where I live, there's always beer there. Always beer. Unless it's like maybe a church barbecue or something, I don't know, but like if you can't handle being around liquor, then you shouldn't go to places where there might be liquor. And unless there's like you specifically asked, hey, would you guys mind? Not whatever, but it doesn't sound like there's a relationship that would warrant that kind of accommodation, I guess. Yeah, if they asked beforehand, I agree, Terry. If they had been like, hey, my husband's gonna come, he's just got out of rehab, he's trying, really struggling, can we not have alcohol there? Great, then maybe they can have that conversation. But they didn't ask, and they didn't even know they were gonna be there. Yeah. Not the asshole, says Sim. It's on the host to say no to it if they knew there was going to be an alcoholic there. Exactly. Sabri says, if it was the alcoholic's family, then yeah, but it's not their place. Yeah, if they were just coming, and they probably know that in the past barbecues like this have had alcohol, it's stupid to just expect that everybody's going to cater to him, especially if they don't know he's going to even be there. B says, you can't expect people to stop doing what they enjoy because of one person. Yeah. Like I said, I would totally do it. Like if it was me and I liked the guy and I wanted to support him, like I said, I would do it. I would make the sacrifice. I don't need to have alcohol at every family or social function, but it just sounds like that's just not the case here. Ducky, naughty. Ducky, sometimes there's still beer at a church barbecue. You're talking about a Catholic church. There's always beer at Catholic events. Catholics are bigger drinkers than atheists. Coming from someone who was raised Catholic, I know. The Catholics leave church and buy a 12-pack on the way home. Lyndon says, for a recovering alcoholic, your sobriety is your and your partner's responsibility, as portrayed in Louder Milk. Yeah, it does sound like the cousin's husband was a jerk too. Yeah. Definitely in Wisconsin, Sabri. Definitely in Wisconsin. Shut up, Ducky. B says, I was too. Father used to come play poker at our house and bring his flask. Yes, see? I think maybe some parts of the country or the world, Catholics are really good. But definitely in other parts of the country, Catholics are... Catholics are Catholic when they're at church. Let's just say that. Oh, funny. All right. Not the asshole. The guy's problem is personal one and his alone to manage. See, yes, I do agree with this to an extent, but I agree, like, his wife would want to support him, his kids would want to support him, and if you have a good relationship with him, you'd want to support him too. But if you don't like the guy, you don't give a fuck about the guy, I can understand why you would be like, hey, it's your problem, you deal with it. And yeah, he will have to live the rest of his life in society where there's alcohol. You got to learn to either avoid it or avoid places where you know there might be alcohol, or, get to a point where you're strong enough to cope with it, or leave if it's too tempting, It's about the type of Catholic. True. I mean, I'm not knocking Catholics. Like, I know some wonderful Catholics. Like, my aunt is one. But I also know some really bad Catholics too. I mean, it's that way with any kind of religion and non-religion. Like, people, Let's move on from the religion topic. Very true, you guys. Okay, let's do another one. Did anybody post one? And it is definitely a Wisconsin thing too, that we definitely drink a lot here. No matter what religion or non-religion you are. Hippocrates be everywhere. Ducky, you wrote Hippocrates. That was a Greek philosopher? Hippocrates. Exactly, Nitza. 110%. All right, let's find another one. Let's go to best of Redditor updates. Oh, I am suing my brother and my girlfriend wants me to disown my parents. Ooh, that sounds a little complicated. Stop all of the favor I've been... I feel like I've heard this one. Oh, hold on. I gotta go back. I saw something. Oh, I'll do that one next, Sabri. He's getting around. What can I say? Yep, I see that one. I'll pop that one open in another window. Okay, I'm gonna look at this one first. Okay. Okay. So this is best of Redditor updates. My 25 female boyfriend, 27 male, called me selfish for wanting him to leave his boys' night early due to me grieving. Where do I go from here? Interesting. Okay, let's read this. I feel like it sounds familiar. I might have seen somebody do this in a video, but I can't remember for sure. Okay. Trigger warning, parental death manipulation. Mood spoiler, sad, but OP will be okay. How's it actually spelled? How's what actually spelled? Oh, you're talking about hypocrites? Let's see. HY. Yeah. Possibility of me being some percent of Greek descent? Yes. Philosopher? Yes. I do believe that, Lyndon. All right. Hippocrates is the philosopher. Hypocrite is HYPOCRITE. Oh, it's close. It's close, but there's only one P and there's a Y instead of an I as the second letter. That's the difference. Okay. So I have tried posting this too many times. I've never used Reddit before, only seen videos, but I'm hoping to get some much needed insight. I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend for 4 years. Our relationship has been very good for the most part. Some fights here and there, but nothing worth noting until a week ago. I got a call from my brother telling me my mom had passed away last Friday. Growing up, I was never super close with her. We were usually fighting. But over the last 5 years, our relationship improved tremendously. We'd text throughout the week, and every Sunday I would go on 4 to 5 hour drives with her on speaker to keep me company, talking about anything and everything under the sun. That's awesome. She became my best friend. For context, my boyfriend knows how close we'd gotten and has even joined me on some of these drives. Hey, Tommy, welcome in. Welcome in. We are reading Reddit, Tommy. Join us. Now is the problem. My boyfriend has a fairly close group of friends that he keeps up with, usually gaming with them throughout the week. Then once a month, him and his friends will hang out and drink. He lets me know a few days prior that he will be hanging with. He let me know a few days prior that he would be hanging out with them that Friday. When I got the news of the death, I presume, I immediately called him, breaking down and telling him I didn't know what to do, and that I knew I needed to be with him tonight. He went from consoling me to saying, I let you know a few days ago I have plans with my friends. I only get to see them once a month. I told them I understood, but I really needed him, and I'm pretty sure they would reschedule. Hang on. I feel like I gotta sneeze. Anyway. All right. And I'm pretty sure they would reschedule, to which he said they definitely wouldn't be able to, as they all have their own responsibilities. After some more time going back and forth, I gave in and said I would be okay with him going as long as he left early. Since he leaves at 7 p.m., I said I would like for him to come back by 11. He agreed. Okay, first of all, I can already say that the guy is kind of an asshole because her mom died, all right? He can't forfeit one fucking boys' night, for 1 month, one fucking boys' night. They do it every month. They can't forfeit one fucking boys' night to be there for her. I'm already on her side. But let's read a little bit more. Yeah, he's definitely doesn't care about her needs more than his own wants, clearly. So far, yes, I'm definitely leaning towards him being the asshole. But let's see what else happened. I spent the night going through text with her. Oh, like the text with her mom. Photos, everything I could. I tried to distract myself with other things, but nothing worked. Eventually, 10 p.m. rolls around and I text my boyfriend, will you be leaving in an hour? To which he responds, you told me 12, so I'll be leaving by then. I told him I said 11 and I was standing by that. He didn't respond after and came home at 12. I asked him why he didn't reply and he said he didn't. I asked him why he didn't reply and why he didn't just come back an hour earlier. He immediately got upset with me, telling me I was being selfish for ruining his night with his friends. Oh, boo fucking who. Him spending an extra hour there means nothing since he still left early. And I would be fine since I didn't spend my childhood with her anyways. Wow, what a douchebag. Okay, dump his ass. I told him I didn't even want him to go out with them that day to begin with, since I'd just gotten the news, but agreed to it under that specific condition, and so had he. He could also just catch up with his friends when they game during the week. Really? So he meets up with them or he games with them during the week, and then once a month they go drinking together. Wow. The upside of being busy tonight is the night goes by a little faster. True. That's for face-to-face with boys. They play games. Yeah, exactly. Your mom died. You're so selfish, says Ducky. Oh. Yeah, throw the fucker out. He's definitely way selfish. Way selfish. All right. He could also just catch up with his friends when they game during the week. The fight ended with him telling me I was again being selfish, as he doesn't get to see them in person very often, and that I shouldn't expect him to drop everything. I shouldn't expect him to drop everything for me. Yep. Clearly he doesn't value you as a partner. When somebody fucking dies and you need support, yep, he needs to go. He needs to get the fuck out. Yeah, we'll definitely read the comments for this one. Reddit's gonna tear this motherfucker apart. We've been fairly cold to each other since, which has left me overthinking and reevaluating our relationship, as you should. On one hand, I'm extremely heartbroken he wasn't there for me, and know that's not something I want for my future. Yeah, because you think he's not gonna freaking leave you out in the cold again for the boys. I also know it would break me more to lose someone else so close to me. Where do I go from here? That's fair. You just lost your mom. Breaking up with your boyfriend on top of that would be a lot. But yeah, he definitely does need to hit the road. Maybe not right today, but maybe soon. That's how women end up broken, and it's so sad. 100%, Tempest. 100%. Then when you're with someone like that and something serious happens and they're all surprised that you would choose to be there for them rather than go through. Yeah. When they actually meet somebody who is actually a nice guy and put your needs ahead of their own, then you're like, who are you? Are you an alien? Tripping when he's walking to his car. Nice, Ducky. That's true, Sabri. If he's going to continue to be selfish and tell her she's being selfish. Yeah, very true. Absolutely. Okay, let's see what some of the commenters said. Top comments. If my mother passed away and my partner didn't come home from being with friends, that would be it for me. Agreed. He's trying to tell you what he didn't do was bad. He's trying to tell you what he didn't do. He's trying to tell you what he didn't do was bad because he told you it was happening. Oh, he's trying to tell you that what he didn't do was bad because he told you it was happening. It was going to happen. And you weren't close to her with her in childhood, and is genuinely trying to make it your problem. You're grieving. Your boyfriend of 4 years doesn't think it's a big deal. Create a plan and end this relationship. Yes. He is totally Darvoing her. Oh, I've heard that before. What is OP? Darvo is shorthand for classic abuser responses. I've heard it. I think I've heard GLG talk about Darvo. I think I looked it up once. It stands for deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. So they deny they did anything wrong. They attack you. They reverse victim blame, or make you the victim, but claim they're the victim. Oh, they reverse victim and offender. Okay, yeah, that's what it is. Yes, it's absolutely gaslighting. That's exactly what Darvo is gaslighting, yeah. Your boyfriend did all of them. He denied that he agreed to come home. He attacked you for asking him for emotional support and then made himself the victim of your demands instead of letting you be the child who just lost her mother and needs emotional support. OP, get out now. This man will always choose his needs above yours. Yes, preach. Textbook, yeah. Sounds like the boys are more important to him than his girlfriend and her intense grief. My wife would have filed for divorce the next day if I went out with friends after her mother passed last year. Damn Skippy. I've treated complete strangers as more of a priority than your boyfriend treats you. Oof. If I had met someone that day and they found out their mom died, I wouldn't leave them to go drinking, let alone if they were someone I care about. Exactly. End it. The guy doesn't care about you at all. You are an adult. Ducky, I like that. All right, update. 2 days later, I want to start off by saying thank you so much to everyone that commented. I spent a good while reading every single comment, so for everyone that gave me advice and shared their stories, please know I am extremely grateful for you. I also appreciate everyone that gave me their condolences. Now for the update. A little while after posting, one of my boyfriend's friends reached out to me. Oh, he asked me if I had posted it because if I did, he had something to tell me. Oh, was he cheating? Was he with a woman? Oh, I had a feeling that might be the case. I said yes, and he told me before my boyfriend left their boys' night, he started complaining about me to everyone there. Oh, so he wasn't cheating, but he was bitching about it, telling them I was being psycho and forcing him to leave. Oh my gosh. Okay. This motherfucker not only needs to be kicked to the curb, but burned at the stake. He wants in the honeypot tempest. He completely lied about my relationship with my mom and told them I wasn't close with her at all, rarely talked to her. Anytime I mentioned her, I did nothing but shit talk her and was using her death as a way to control him. Classic narcissist, making himself the victim. I am the victim. She's trying to control me. Everybody feel sorry for me. I also learned throughout our entire relationship, he'd tell his friends about every fight of ours and again would completely lie about everything that happened to them. Of course, he's just going to tell the story from his own skewed, fucked up perspective. For context, I am not close with any of his friends, and he'd apparently told them I was faking my personality whenever I interacted with them. And shit-talked them when they weren't around, and that she shit-talked them when they weren't around as well. Ironic. So I don't necessarily blame them for believing it. Yeah, I mean, they only know what he tells them. Right, Sabri? Yeah, this guy is very bad news. The only reason why his friend reached out was because my boyfriend had done the same thing in past relationships. And he was starting to get suspicious and tired of it. Yeah, same old, same old. If every one of your girlfriends is so horrible and treats you like shit and is a total like fake person, if every single one of your girlfriends is like that, yeah, I think I might start to suspect my friend is full of shit. Yeah, exactly. How does he have any friends? Clearly one of them is not wanting to be friends with him anymore. I confronted my boyfriend about it afterwards, and he denied everything for a while before ultimately admitting to it all. He started crying. I can't. There's a, I'm a victim. He started crying, saying he doesn't know why he's like this, but that he loves me. Yeah, well, he probably doesn't know why he's like this, but he's probably just fishing for sympathy, so you won't leave. Can't live without me. Anything and everything you can think of. I packed whatever I could and told him I needed time to think. I wouldn't need any time to think, honestly. I'd be staying with my brother in the meantime as I had to drive out to my mom's funeral and go through all her things. So for the few that asked if I had another support system, my family lives a few states away as my boyfriend and I started out long distance, and I moved away from them a couple years ago for him. Been there, done that. The few new friends I made are away traveling for the summer, which I couldn't join in on for numerous reasons. I also couldn't get out of bed for the majority of the weeks, so I didn't leave sooner. Fair enough. I don't know why I'm a narcissist asshole. We're still in love after all this shitty behavior, right? Right, Ducky. Exactly. So playing the victim. He's the reason why women choose the bear. So true, Tempest. So true. Oh my God. What he didn't know at the time was that I didn't need time to think. You go, girl. And I'd already decided I would not be coming back. As I said in my original post, there was nothing awful worth noting about him during the relationship. I doubt that. So if he really is a gaslighter, I'm tempted to think that there was shit, but it was just really subtle. It was probably really subtle gaslighting. I'm guessing it was maybe like, this is the first guy she'd been with that was like this, and that she didn't necessarily know the signs to look for, and he probably was very subtle about it. But I'm willing to bet that it wasn't all perfect and non-issues the whole time. Yeah, I'm willing to bet. But I bet with time and learning more about men, how men are like this, she'll probably think back and be like, oh, he was being a douchebag and I just didn't realize it. Yeah, because literally, when I started learning about how men behave like this and how they tear down your self-esteem just in very subtle ways, and the different things they do to make you dependent on them, to make you... I thought back to my relationship I had in my 20s with the guy I moved away from my family for. And I'm like, he did every single one of those things. Every single one of those things. And I was young. I was 23, 24. And I didn't know what I was in for. I didn't know anything about it. The only thing I knew was that he treated me like shit when he was drunk. But I didn't realize he was also treating me like shit when he wasn't drunk. And I just didn't realize it. Yeah, definitely ruins it. Men like that just damage people so badly. It is. And you know what? The only reason I left him is because I caught him cheating on me with somebody he worked with. Like, I overheard him on the phone talking to her. And that was it. That was why I left. Not because he was treating me like shit and he was an alcoholic. Yeah. Fair savory. All right, let's finish this off. It's getting a little dark in here. We need to lighten up the mood. Let's finish this. Okay. As I said in my original post, there was nothing awful worth noting about him during our relationship. He didn't treat me exceptionally well, but not terrible either, and you will soon realize that is wrong. So prior to his friend reaching out, I genuinely didn't know what to think of the situation. To me, it was out of character for him. My main thought was the news of her passing might have hurt him a lot as well, and he didn't know how to handle it. But I know that he was an entirely different person with his friends, and was out of character for me, was completely character for them. It definitely scares me to think what would have happened if I didn't post and never learned about the things he was saying when I wasn't around. I also have no clue what I'd do if another life-changing event happened and he put something else above being there for me. Exactly, because that would for sure happen. It would for sure happen. Yep, Tempest, that is 100% the truth. It is 100% the truth. Meeting women who have been damaged by men, and then because it makes us really jaded. It makes us really suspicious. It makes us not trusting. Because a lot of time the narcissistic, gaslighting, abusive kind of men, like my ex was great in the beginning, charming, wonderful. Everybody liked him. They're wonderful to all the people that they know, and then, the people then, behind closed doors, it's a whole different story. So yeah, it just makes a woman really, and the worst of it is the damage it does to the woman, to the person she is, because it genuinely affects her for the rest of her life. Very rarely does it not always impact her for the rest of her life. So yeah. Bad men create jaded women, create jaded men. Yeah. Well, I mean, there are 100% women out there that are the same way as this guy is. They are also narcissistic, also abusive, verbally, emotionally, even physically. There are 100% women out here who, and I've seen it too. I've seen it. And the men that they damage are, you know, because men are really, can be really fragile as well when it comes to like being disrespected, not like men are almost get more damaged when they're in a situation like that. I don't want to say not that they're weaker emotionally, but that, I mean, that's part of the reason why there's a lot of jaded men out there who think all women are fucking bitches and just, I don't know. It's on both sides of the aisle, and it's just the horrible people who are breaking the good people, and then those broken people are having a hard time finding the other good people. It's just the fucked up people, the mean people are fucking it up for everyone else. That's what they're doing. They're fucking up everyone else. Yes. 100%. Yeah. It's because of abusive assholes that causing them to have an avoidant attachment. Yeah, it definitely can be like that for sure. Yeah, because I definitely used to be more anxious attached, but now I find that I'm more, what's the one that's kind of in between? It's not, there's anxious attached, avoidant attached, and then there's the disorganized. The one that where they kind of go back and forth, where it's like when there's somebody that I really attach to, I can often get limerent with them, and get really anxious. But then if there's somebody who actually seems like a good guy, especially if they reinforce like my negative opinion of myself, then I attach them and I want to prove them that I'm worthy. But then if there's a guy that treats me well, then I try to be, I don't know. It's fucked up. I'm fucked up. No, it's not avoidant. So I wasn't originally avoidant at all. I was more anxious attached. And then after all the shit in my life, it was more of the I think it's called, like, some people call it avoidant anxious. But I think it's also called like disorganized attachment is the kind of so there's the four. There's secure attachment, anxious attachment, avoidant attachment, and then the disorganized. No, I'm not saying it's the opposite. I'm saying it's both at the same time. Like, people vacillate between both. It's more complicated. Anyway, let's finish this. Where are we at? No, he was an entirely different person, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so to everyone that wanted an update, I know I have completely removed him. Just know I have completely removed him from my life. No amount of tears and fake apologies will convince me otherwise. He wasn't there when I needed him, and that's enough, but the lying and fake stories he'd share on top of that is terrifying. Yes. I know my mom would rip me a new one if she heard all of this and I did anything other than leave him. Good girl. I'll always be grateful for this little corner of the internet and the awful future it saved me from. You go, girl. Yeah. On the one hand, I'm celebrating the fact that she got out, but on the other, imagine dealing with all of that on top of grieving for her mom. Yeah. Poor girl. Had a really rough time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one. All right. Let's wrap up with the one Sabri sent us. Oh boy, this one looks good. And then we'll call it a night. Yep, that's right, Tempest. Why are you waving at me, Ducky? Hi. What in the heck? So I'm using the pop-out chat from StreamerBot so I can do the little post thing like that. But sometimes that chat window doesn't show the whole chat. So in that chat window, I see Ducky's little waving squirrel thing, but it doesn't show the rest of his thing where he says, so I'm looking up here at the stream manager, and it says, where are avoided detachment girlies? No, I'm actually more so anxious attachment, which is funny because I am not an anxious person. Like, I don't struggle with anxiety in general, but when it comes to relationships, I do 100%. Like, and that a lot of that comes from growing up with my sister. That's a whole kettle of fish I've been working on with my therapist, me and my sister's relationship. Growing up in her shadow. And then my relationships and rejections and stuff like that have made me very anxiously attached. But as I've gotten older and more jaded, I've started to become, sometimes I will flip-flop, especially when I'm with a guy that is more secure and actually less of an asshole, which is sad. Your attachment styles shift all the time, Ducky? Nice. All right. Okay. Am I the asshole for snapping at my neighbor after she kept trying to make me her free maid, babysitter, and pet sitter all in one? Wow. Ducky's already like, not the asshole. Look, Ducky, you can't look at the little post at the top and cheat, all right? You have to read through it first. You might have read through it already once they reposted it, but okay. So this lady next door has been slowly pushing it. At first it was like, can you grab my mail since you're already walking by? Fine, whatever. But then it turned into her leaving her dog leash in my hand once and just walking away like I was automatically going to pet sit while she ran inside. Okay, if she was just running inside, I mean, it would be nice if she said, hey, can you hang on to my dog for a minute? Not just give it to you without saying anything. Another time she asked if I could just watch her kids for 15 minutes while she ran errands. And then it turned into over an hour. I finally snapped when she tried to dump a whole list on me, like feed her cat, water her plants, maybe watch her kids all at once because she's so busy. I told her I'm not her maid or her sitter, and she just needs to stop acting like I'm on call for her. She went off on how I'm a terrible neighbor, and now she's gossiping with the lady across the street about me. Even my mom said I could have been nicer, but I honestly don't think I was wrong. Am I the asshole? Ducky, I judge a book by its cover. Edit. Wow, this kind of blew up. Thank you so much to everyone who commented. I was honestly second guessing myself, but reading through it made me realize I'm not crazy. A lot of people said it's about boundaries, and yeah, it's true. TBH, she just kept inching further every time I said yes to small stuff. To clear a couple things up, I never agreed to be her sitter. She just sort of shoved stuff in my lap, like with the dog leash, things she literally walked off before I could even say anything. And with the 15-minute kid watch, I was stuck over an hour, couldn't even leave because I didn't want to abandon the kid. Well, obviously. Anyway, I'm not going to engage with her drama or gossip. I'll just keep polite. So this one, agree. Like, face value, they're not the asshole. Face value, the neighbor appears to be a bitch, a presumptuous bitch. However, this might be controversial. Reading between the lines and reading the tone of this, I wonder. I get the feeling this person might be young. No capital letters in the whole fucking thing. This is definitely a classic texter. At least they use punctuation. I'm wondering if it wasn't maybe a little bit skewed by their perspective. Maybe, I don't know. I'm suspicious of it. I'm suspicious. Like I said, face value, yes, they're not the asshole. But again, like I say with all these Reddit stories, is we're only hearing it from one side of the story. Like, she might have left things out. She might be lying about things. She might, like, or this person, I don't know. I just have a gut feeling there's more to this story, and maybe this lady isn't as presumptuous as presented. Not necessarily, Ducky, no. I don't know. Face value, yes, not the asshole, but wanting to hear the neighbor side of the story, I'm like, I'm gonna reserve 100% condemnation for the neighbor. I just feel like maybe the neighbor had asked her and she just, I don't want to, but you're making me feel like I have to. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. That's just me projecting. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Maybe they just got sick of being asked. Maybe at first they were saying yes all the time just to be nice, and now they're sick of it and they don't want any responsibility. Like, hey, I don't want to be a babysitter, which is completely understandable. Completely understandable, but and the thing with like giving her a list and saying, hey, I need you to do this, this, and this, and this, and this, that's definitely sus. That makes me think that maybe they are presenting it correctly. Yeah. But it also sounds like a young person who doesn't want to be inconvenienced. I don't know. It's just me. I mean, I would never ask somebody to do all that for me, like a neighbor who's basically a stranger. I would never ask that. Maybe they're both in the wrong. Who knows? Anyway. All right. So I think we've concluded they are not the asshole. All right. Give me one sec here. I got a cough. All right. I'm really glad that I don't get heartburn much, because this would for sure give me heartburn. Like drinking all this, especially with no food, if I was prone to heartburn. I felt like I might have been getting it earlier, but I feel fine now. I would never trust a neighbor that easily with my dog. Yeah, exactly, for sure. Especially if they're young. I'd be like, I want to read what Amaranthin said. Tempest. Anxious attachment is basically you become worried a little over things for no reason. Like you pick, oh no, I know. I am well versed. I have read Attached, the book Attached, and I've watched many videos on it and read a lot of articles on anxious attachment. Yep, and that's exactly right, Tempest. That's exactly what anxious attachment is, without doubt. Yep. But yeah, this was good, you guys. This was really good. A lot of fun. Hang on one sec. Hot and sweaty, and my hair is a mess. Okay. Oh, you studied psych a lot for nursing? Nice. Is that what you do, Tempest? Are you a nurse? I'm trying to think if you ever mentioned what you do for a living, but I don't know that ever specifically asked. I don't know. Are you a nurse? Are you in nursing? My sister's a nurse. I worked in psych in the beginning of my career. Oh. Everybody's eating their popcorn. Oh, damn. I could go for some popcorn now. This was a lot of fun. Psych was your minor. Nice. We're definitely going to do this again. I'm not sure if we're going to do it every week. I got to think about this. But I do think that we are going to shorten the amount of Reddits we read. It'll probably be like a 2-hour segment of the stream. Because I do feel like this was fun, but it went on a little bit long. Because my energy is really high at the beginning. You guys could probably tell, and now, I mean, it has partly to do with the alcohol as well. But I feel like my energy is a lot lower now. Maybe it's less entertaining at this point. So we're for sure going to do at least 2 hours of Reddit, maybe 3 if things are going well, and then we'll probably switch to something else in the future. Cocktails, assholes, and maybe popcorn. Dude, we should... okay, we're going to do snacks next time too. Okay, so I'm going to have a drink, and I'm going to have drinks and snacks. So I'll have to figure out if I want to do popcorn or if I want to do something else. But we'll have snacks as well. And that way, I don't have to feel so, Whew. Tempa says, I am a registered nurse. Started out in psych, but then went to emergency and critical care. Now I work as a telehealth. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. My sister did that. Well, she was actually, her last job, which she's in now, she's a hospice. She works like on the phone, like a director or something. Like hospice nurses go to hospice patients and call her. She like manages the stuff. I don't know what her title is. I don't know, but she is a nurse. You're a CNA for 20 years, B. Thank you for doing that. Anybody who works as a nurse, a CNA in the medical industry, thank you so much. Just knowing what my sister does, it is a job I could never do. I could never do that. You guys are fucking rock stars. Thank you guys for doing all of that, because it's not everybody can do that, and it takes a really special person that cares about people to do that job. Need some Nerds gummy clusters. It's 1 a.m. Good luck getting them, Ducky. Fuck hospice. I don't have the emotional fortitude. For sure. For sure. Good night, Pam. Thank you for lurking. I appreciate you. You are a sweetheart. Take care. Get some sleep. Lyndon, I really quickly did the attachment style quiz by the Attachment Project and got disorganized, fearful, avoidant. Yes, that's the one I was talking about. The disorganized, fearful, avoidant. Yeah. It's because sometimes they are anxious and sometimes they are avoidant-ish. So that, I guess it doesn't terribly surprise you, just from what you've told me about your history and stuff like that, Lyndon, and your lack of experience too. Like once you start dating and have been in some relationships and out of relationships, your attachment style will formulate a little bit more solidly. I mean, it might always stay disorganized, but it definitely, your attachment style has a lot to do with your childhood and experiences you've gone through in life, for sure. ER nurses too. Yes, they do put up with a lot, for sure. They do put up with a lot. All right, you guys, let's switch over to here. You can see my big sweaty head now that I'm a little shiny. Yeah, I feel warm. I'm very warm. I'm gonna have to turn my air conditioner down lower next time I do this, especially because I'm drinking. I tend to, get a little warm when I drink. So yeah, I'm a little shiny, but it's not terrible. My nose is definitely shiny. But who cares, right? It's just my face. Sabri is currently working on insurance member services. Let me move this over here so I have to, now that Reddit's off the screen. And mostly behavioral health calls, including a guy today that's currently inpatient, wanted to let us know his mental state is improving. Aw, that's wonderful. That's nice to know. Excuse me. I'm burping now. Well, you guys, this was fun. We're definitely going to be doing this again. I'm going to go back through. I'm going to edit this into a podcast format. I don't expect anything super soon because I am going to be learning how to do this. I'm going to be talking to Keegers. I'm going to try to get it done in the next couple weeks, but this is a lot of new stuff for me, so we're definitely going to try to get it going. I bet, Sabri. Oh, thank you. I will do that at the end of my stream. But yeah, so we're gonna we're going to definitely do this again, probably in 2 weeks for sure. If I get everything situated and stuff, we might do it again next Friday, but we'll for sure do it 2 Fridays from now again. But yeah, we're going to continue on with this because I think this was a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll get some people that come in and enjoy this as well as us, our small little close-knit group. But it was a blast to have you guys here. So much fun. I got a lot of folks in that I don't normally see, like Pam and Troj and well, Tempest has been hanging out lately, big nerd that he is. But yeah, I appreciate having all you folks here. Oh, and Nitsa too. I don't get to see Nitsa very often. She pops in sometimes. Who else have we had? Thank you guys also for the hype train. Tommy was here earlier. Might still be lurking. Thank you to my lovely mod. Pepper popped in. Yes. Yes, great convo. All right, let's find somebody to raid. Who we got streaming? Ooh, Chemist is streaming. All right, let's go raid Chemist. I have not had a chance to raid him. I don't know if I've ever raided Chemist. Our schedules don't usually line up. We're going to go over to some Minecraft, but I think most of you are Minecraft watchers, which is why you're here. So I don't think you'll mind too terribly, but in the future, we might raid some new people after the stream. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But for today, we'll go send the love over to Mr. Chemist. Yeah, I've definitely rated several one-shotters so far this month. Raid. One of my mods want to pop up the raid message when you get a chance. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sabri. All right, you guys. This has been an absolute blast. I love you guys. This is definitely a fun experiment, and I think one we're going to continue to do. So I hope you guys had fun. I put a lot of work into the stream. A lot. Like with all the new overlays and all the widgets and stuff that I added. It was a lot of work. It was like a whole week's worth of work. So what did I do? Oh, whoopsie. Thank you, Savory. Dumbass. All right, let's actually start the raid. How about that? All right. What is Ducky copying and pasting? I don't know what's happening. All right, you guys. Have a wonderful night. We will see you guys soon. I will be streaming on Sunday. I'm not sure if we're doing Raft or not. Thank you for the bits, B. I appreciate it. Sorry if I don't have the alerts on. I thought I had them on this screen. I'm going to have to check that. But anyway, yes, have a wonderful night, everybody. We'll see you on Sunday for some more Raft or Minecraft, depending on what the crew is able to do. We've got some folks that have some schedule stuff. So whatever the case, we'll be back on Sunday for some games, and we will see you guys all soon. Have a good night, everybody. Let's see my fancy ending screen.
Yes, he saw you dropped 202 bits to the shucks.